Hey, future fellow weirdo, you're the black sheep of the flock. Come and take a load off. Let's have a little talk. This side of the universe, the wildest place you've been. Welcome to the service at the party pen. Have a good time, laugh and giggle.
Come on in and smile just a little.
We're reading God's unofficial bio today.
The Bible lady's gonna
lead the way. I got the coffee and the smokes, I got the herb and the chair, got a seat with your name on it waiting right there. Searching for the mystery, a better mind to find. Leave that stuffy, judgy world way back behind.
Okay, I can't do it. It's too much skipping and like whatever. But apparently that is a problem of my internet, which is fine, I guess. They're gonna fix it tomorrow, supposedly. But anyway, I don't know if that video was skipping for anybody else, but it was skipping for me and pissing me off. So here we are. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the most offensive church this side of the universe, the party pen. So prepare your mind. Get your soul right. Put on the armor of God and join this quest through the Old Testament to find all the things we ever wanted to know and all the things we never wanted to know. We are looking for it in the Old Testament. So let's go.
Yep, and I'll help with that.
Oh, hey, I totally forgot about you. Hi, Midbar.
Hello.
Introduce yourself, my friend.
I'm Midbar Cole, also known as just a voice in the wilderness. Or I'm Nikki's cat buddy.
You're my cat.
Little cat buddy.
No, we are buddies. We are Bible buds.
Yep, that's it. Bible buds.
Yeah, we're each our own plant. And we're hoping to plant you in your own pot so you can be a Bible bud. So, welcome everybody. Um, okay. So, yesterday I did something because, of course, I did. But I did something yesterday and it wasn't very couth. And it's like I get so tired of reading this stuff that it's just so much. So anyways, I skipped it yesterday. But then I also thought it's gonna come in later and nobody's gonna know what the fuck we're talking about. So I'm gonna read it so we know what the fuck we're talking about. Alright? So Midbar.
Yep.
I will give you my pilled to go on my pilled and subscribe or whatever. But I would prefer if you stayed on YouTube so you can watch the YouTube chat and I'll watch the pilled chat.
Oh yeah, I haven't even opened my YouTube page yet. Hold on.
Man, we should be doing this beforehand of all the things we talked about. We did not talk about the show at all. We are fucking terrible.
Yeah. Well, I've had the YouTube open the last couple of nights, but I kind of bounce back and forth between YouTube and Restream. So
But now you can always watch restreamed, leave YouTube muted, and just watch the YouTube chat.
yeah, that's what I do. I just mute YouTube, but I like to keep an eye on it, see if we have anybody join the channel or not.
Yeah. But if they join the channel, make sure you shout them out right at that time. Okay?
Yeah.
We gotta call them out right at that time. Even though it fucks up the flow of the story, people need shouted out.
I have to keep YouTube muted anyway because it's got a delay on it for a few seconds.
Yeah.
And plus, I don't want to hear myself talking.
Oh, look, I have my. Why do I have my bank card? I need to be giving this back to Dustin. Why do I have my bank card? I'm not supposed to have this. Why do I have my bank card? I'm not actually. I'm gonna go give this to Dustin right now. Hold on. Uh, Midbar.
Yep.
Talk about yourself for a second. I gotta go give Dustin this bank card.
Talk about me.
Or talk about, I don't know, talk about flowers or something. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Well, I live out where the Grand Canyon ends, in the wilderness. I'm a nomad. Live out by myself in the wilderness with a couple of cats. But in the wilderness, when you got a lot of time on your own, you can definitely get closer to God. A lot less distractions out here. Anybody on YouTube yet? No. I can't tell. Is my mic really loud tonight?
Nope. Your mic is not really loud. Did you get a new mic?
No, it's still the same headset. It's these new headsets that I got. It's got like a mystery microphone somewhere. I have no idea where it's at, but it works.
It sounds good. Okay. Where did
Yeah,
we say we were?
I don't know how it works, but it works. All my other headsets have a microphone sticking out.
This one does. Do I sound louder?
No, you always sound good.
Cool, because I got an Amazon microphone that I use. This is a gaming headset because my kids broke my headphones that originally went with this. They were all shiny and shit. Yeah.
No, all my old headsets. I like the ones with the wires on them, but the problem is the wires start to tangle up, and then it'll pull one of the wires loose, and then one of the speakers doesn't work.
Yep.
I hate that.
I don't like the earbuds. I don't. I don't know. I don't like the earbuds. I like over the ear headphones. Some people don't like them when they live stream, but I love hearing myself in my ears so I know when I fuck up or not. I don't know. And plus, yeah, I
Yeah,
just
I had to use earbuds for a while because my last headsets, I had problems with the wires. But then I got these new headsets off of Amazon.
all right. Are we ready?
Yep, yep.
Are we ready for some Bible? Yeah. All right. So, we're doing chapter 30. And in chapter 30, we're making an altar to go. Um,
Yeah,
we're about to find out about this altar.
looks like more God voice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. God voice. Isn't that amazing?
Well,
It's like,
he's the one giving all these instructions. So
yeah, let's smoke this joint and channel God. Because you can only channel God high because God is so serious. So it's like, that's too serious for me. Chill out. Look, this lighter literally does something to this. Like when I click the lighter, my headphones go.
yeah, it's an electrical spark.
Wow, why the fuck is it by my head? Damn. I already got enough brain
Yeah,
problems.
I noticed that the other day when I was listening back to one of the videos. I could hear my fan, just my fan on the other side of the room. I could hear it buzzing and making electrical noises.
You know what? Our goal today is to make a video that will be able to be rewatched. We got to make it under 2.5 hours.
Mhm. Well, I think didn't we do that last night or the night before? We stayed under 2 hours.
I think that was last night. We were at like 2 hours and 7 minutes. I mean, you're on YouTube. You could look back on it. Oh, you never even subscribed to my YouTube, did you?
Yeah, I'm subscribed. Oh yeah, I forgot. I even put a like on there. I always put a like on your channel every night too.
Thank you. I appreciate you. See, this is why you are my 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 partner in crime,
Yeah, well,
my partner in heathenism.
YouTube needs that. Whenever push a like button on a channel, that it gives YouTube an excuse to share it with somebody else.
Oh,
It'll like recommend it on their search page or whatever.
that would be cool. Because we need more people. I lost a subscriber. Did you see that? I'm back at 300. And it's probably because I didn't celebrate properly having 300 subscribers. But really, I don't know how to celebrate. Like, I could celebrate right now. I have cake and ice cream. Well, I have some cupcakes and some ice cream. So maybe I will. Maybe we will have a celebration of 300 subscribers. I don't know. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, but just gotta let people be people. Nobody likes to be forced around unless that's what they're looking for.
Yeah, very specific. All right, listen. We are never going to make this under 2 hours if we keep talking. See, we are really bad, you and me. We got this co host thing down, but it, we can't stay in the Bible. We need to talk about the Bible. Okay, God voice. Here we go.
Moses! Moses! It's in God voice, right?
Yep.
Moses! hey, hey, tell them, tell them. Look, I just found this thing right here. Um, mm, well, it's on my cell phone. But you see, look, you gotta write all this down, okay? On
Yep.
that tablet thing, just write it all down. It's very specific. It's an altar to burn incense on
You've been
because you
you've been
can't
surfing
burn
on
your
that.
incense by my meat.
You've been surfing on that Pinterest again, haven't you?
Dude, he's all over it. The DIY, oh yeah, all over it. But listen, Moses, this, you're gonna be Moses. So Moses, look, do you have your Bible open?
Yep. Yeah, I got it.
Okay, so you could read Moses, right?
Let's see. I don't see when Moses starts talking back in here. This looks like it's all God voice.
Oh, damn it all to hell. I almost had a good idea. Okay, anyway, is that be very specific and you gotta write it down. So I'm gonna tell you what it is. Okay. And remember, this is a different altar. This is specific, just for incense, which are very specific, and we'll find out about. Oh my God. Dude, I skipped over that. No way. I skipped over the very specific incense. It,
Did you?
I did. I skipped over the very specific incense.
No, I think you read it last night. I remember it said something about the frankincense and stuff.
Okay. Okay, because that could becomes important in a second. Maybe.
Yeah, I think that was. Hold on, let me.
You are really good, Moses.
Huh.
I do. I think I skipped over it.
Oh no, it's coming up later.
Okay, cool.
It's at the end of chapter 30. Is the it tell? Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
I think we were just
okay,
we looked at forward at the we were looking forward at chapter 30 last night to see what we were getting into.
right. See, this is why. This is why you're the man, Midbar. Yeah, fuck yeah, the man all day. Okay. So, here's how big it is. You shall make it of acacia wood. Don't eat the fruit. I'm telling you, it tastes like butthole. Well,
No, no,
some
but
people like butthole,
yeah, but the
but it
the,
tastes like dookie.
the acacia wood smells good though.
Yeah, but have you ever had the fruit?
No.
I think I did one time and it was really bad.
Yeah, no, it grows wild out here, but I don't know if I would be bold enough to try to eat the fruit or not.
Okay.
Those
But
kind of plants
apparently
are,
the wood is good.
yeah, but those kind of plants, you're most likely to poison yourself trying to eat those little berries.
Yeah, I'd probably eat them.
No, but the wood, I like the. You find a really good piece, big chunk of acacia wood. Oh man, it makes the fireplace smell so good.
Well, this incense altar is made of acacia wood. A cubit is its length, and a cubit is its width. It shall be a square, and 2 cubits shall be its height. Its horn shall be of one piece with it, and you shall overlay its tops and its sides all around, and its horns with pure gold. And you shall not, oh, never mind. You shall make a molding for it, a molding of gold all around. 2 gold rings you shall make for it, under the molding on both sides. You shall place them on its 2 sides, and they will be holders for the poles with which to bury it. Because it's got to be to go. Because, they're making all this stuff to go. Do you think they realize that, hey, all this stuff is literally made to go? Like, do you
Yeah,
think they notice that?
it was like a mobile home. You know, they had to make it so they could pack it up and move it.
Yo, but this stuff is so big.
Actually, God, they probably didn't even weren't even aware of that, but God designed it so it could be packed up and moved. The first trailer house.
It's crazy. God is crazy. But it's okay. Because one day they're going to make God sized Prozac and he'll be all right. Okay. So, anyway, you shall make the poles of acacia wood and overlay them with gold. You shall put it before the veil that is before the God's suitcase chair where I will meet with you. Hold on. So, okay. So, there's going to be God's suitcase chair, a veil, and then this incense thing. And remember, there's also bread on the table right by him because he always wants to smell like he's about to have a heart attack. Because the people still dookie outside, and I'm sure it smelled like an outhouse. So he also has incense blowing in to his place to live, so he don't have to smell that shit. But just wait, because it's coming up when he's going to teach these people how to be decent-ish.
Well, if you think about it, he had to teach them to take a bath too. He's like, don't be coming into my house. You go out there and take a bath first. You stink.
Yep. And then they put people in front of the doors that smell people to see if they're dirty or not. It's a thing. It's a thing that happens. Just wait, we're going to read about it. Look at that foreshadowing. That means you should come back for more.
Yeah.
Man, we're so fun.
No, but there's been real life instances of that. I mean, people that got so that they had no education at all, and they live in filth, and they get diseases, and then they won't wash up. See, God was teaching them right away. You need to wash up.
That's how they stayed not getting the plague, is actually because they took baths.
Yeah. And he taught them how to process their food so they wouldn't eat junk.
Yep. God did these people a big favor, but indirectly it was doing all of humanity a favor. You know, you could think of it as God bless these people. Yeah, but we're alive. Did he just bless them?
No,
No, he blessed all the people that got to live.
for over 1,000 years, the Bible was that was the main school book. All the children grew up with the Bible because it teaches you everything in there. Not just how to wash up and stay clean. It teaches you how to, all different kinds of food and what's poison and how people act to each other. It's a school book.
It's a playbook, absolutely. I've been saying that from the beginning. This is a fucking playbook.
Yeah.
Like, you follow this.
You know how many natural medicines there are listed in there?
Hold on. You forgot to tell me I was a God voice again.
Oh, well, this whole chapter's in God voice, so.
Look, Dustin and a lot of people, they're like, the Bible is used for control. It's for to control the masses.
No,
It might be, but it doesn't do anything bad per
no.
se.
The
The words
Bible,
are stupid and made up, but
the Bible's not forcing anybody to read it. Anybody can pick it up and read it if they want to. And the way I see it is there's so much information. There's so much information buried in there that you know. There's very few people that know the whole Bible and what's in it.
I do.
There's like one guy over in Israel that he memorized basically every word of the Torah, but makes you wonder, does he really understand what it means, or is he just like a mockingbird?
Well, see, that's why I do what I do. I don't fucking know. I've read this Bible how many times? I've read the stories in this Bible how many times? I I can tell you. I believe the Old Testament to a point, okay? I do. I think it gets a little, a little dodgy when it comes to the kings. But I believe the Old Testament. I believe the story of Jesus, but I do not believe from Acts to Revelations. I don't believe any of that. But Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, I will believe that because those are actual full stories. It's not just like here and there and spotty this and spotty. No, they're whole stories
Yeah,
of one particular thing. And it's like, that's cool.
yeah.
I can get
it's
down
like
with this.
it's like you using your God voice. I've had a lot of interaction with the Holy Spirit, so I can look from the beginning of the Bible to the end, and I can recognize when there's God voice there actually doing the talking, not some person. God can talk right through people. He can use anybody he wants.
He's using me. Isn't that hilarious?
So that's pretty much the whole Bible. You know, God's speaking. God's not the one writing it down. Somebody else is hearing him and writing it down. You know,
Moses is hearing him, and
the first ten,
Moses' friend is writing it down.
yeah, the first 10 commandments. God wrote that with his own finger, and even that one day, Daniel was standing with his king, and his king did something stupid, so God wrote with his finger right on the wall. It's like, yo, you want to
We're
mess
going to
with
get
me?
there. We're going to get there. Foreshadowing.
Yeah. God's like, oh, you want to mess with me? And you don't even know I'm right here.
I like it when he gives that one king worms and his guts all pop out and shit.
Oh man,
Yeah.
nah, no, I like the Daniel and what was I always call him King Nebuchadnezzar. But yeah, he's the one. He thought he was on top of the world, and God made him go crawl around on his knees and eat grass for a week.
That happened to
God's like, you're a cow, dude. Go be a cow.
foreshadowing. Look, we're
Yeah.
never going to get this done. We
No,
are so bad.
actually, Nebuchadnezzar. That's back in Genesis.
No. Nebuchadnezzar, that's Isaiah, Ezekiel.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, Nebuchadnezzar is in the prophet books.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Way after all this shit.
yeah. See, I still get the Old Testament mixed up.
But don't worry, I'll keep you in the right place. Okay, so let's go back to God voice. Do you remember where?
Yeah, you had just got through to was it 30 verse 6, I think. You're just getting on verse 7, or had you gone past that?
I know where I'm at.
Okay, listen. Okay, you put it before the veil that is before my suitcase chair where I meet with you. So remember, I want bread on the inside, incense on the outside. I'm telling you, I don't want to smell any of whatever the fuck that is. Outhouse. Literally. They shit in front of my church. It's a real problem. Okay. Aaron shall burn on it sweet incense every morning when he tends the lamps at twilight. He shall burn incense on it, a perpetual incense before the Lord throughout uh, your generations. You shall not offer strange incense on it, or burnt offering or grain. You can't do anything with it but burn incense. And Aaron shall make atonement upon its horns once a year with the blood of the sin offering of atonement. Once a year he will make atonement. I already said this. It is holy to the Lord. Moses, listen, when you
Yeah,
take the census of these terrible ass people, I'm not I I don't want to. I don't want to. Okay, do you see what it is?
Yeah, I see what's coming, but I was just realizing just before that, what when you told them about you have to make an atonement with the blood, you know,
Yes.
the sin offering. See, God's already referring to something He's already said, and that goes along with well, hey, if we skip something, see, God's already going back and saying that thing that I referred to, you got to put some of that on here.
Oh, when they put the blood on the horns of the other altar.
Yeah, see,
So I guess they gotta put.
but see, God kept it short right there. He's like, this blood offering that I had you make earlier, but that same blood offering goes on here. So see, God's already referring to the stuff that He's already said. Otherwise,
Yep.
He would have gone all into detail again, telling them about what that sin offering was.
Yep.
Yeah. See,
I
I like keeping an eye out for the little things like that. A lot of people will read right past it and not notice there's something going on there.
forgot to share this. Okay. Did you share it? Or you don't want people to know?
No, I let people know. I was like, hey, I'll be, on a live talk, just to see if anybody might be curious. But I doubt it. A lot of the people I hang out with they don't talk about God very much, but they know I'm
Well,
Christian.
technically, we're not really. We're talking about God. Well, actually, God is talking about his unofficial, me, God, right now in God voice. I'm speaking on my unofficial biography because sometimes I didn't say this shit. Like what they're going to say right now about money. I don't give a fuck about money, but these people are like, you gotta pay a shekel for every time you breathe air. I gotta count you, so pay me money. I didn't say that shit. The patriarchy did. And Jesus called them the patriarchy. So I'm going to call them that too because that's their name. Look, me, God, right now in God voice, I didn't say this.
Yeah,
I'm going to read it.
yeah, it's just a short bit about the money. But you know what? I've always hated money. I don't like money.
That's why
Me,
I don't have my bank card.
me and money don't get along at all.
I pay for my streaming and my cigarettes and my food. But somebody else has control of my bank. And that's what I was saying at the beginning of this video. Why do I have my bank card? I should never have my bank card because I would just give my money away to strangers on the internet.
Yeah, see, that's the whole problem. That money takes away more than it gives. You know, I I
Yeah.
I found that studying the old people, especially the American natives. They got ripped off so hard. The government convincing them, here, take this money and give us all your this and give us all your that. Here, take some money. And the Indians are like, this money, what can we do with this money? We can't eat it. We can't eat on it. If we put it in the fire, it burns up. It doesn't make something useful. But the government force fed them the money. They're like, take it or leave. And then the government would take all their shit anyway.
We take it, you go buy you some tomatoes and cucumbers at the store, and then you build yourself a fucking garden. Man, there's plenty of things you can do with money if you have ingenuity and a brain.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't feel bad for any of those people. Because you know what? Ain't nobody supposed to fucking take care of you but you. And you know what? If he gives you money, fucking go do something with it. Build a garden. Put it all together and take care of each other. Build a fucking commune.
Yeah. There's
You
a there's a
shut
wise
up
way
with
to.
your complaining ass bullshit.
Yeah.
And yeah, I said that in God voice because I fucking mean it.
Yeah.
It's not racist. I'm talking about white people too. You know, them motherfuckers. Like, oh my God, I'm so fat and lazy. The government needs to take care of me. Bitch, I learned how to garden. I'm not very good at it, but I can grow tomatoes and sometimes I can grow cucumbers. I grew pumpkins one year. Yeah, I
Yeah.
learned and I
Yeah.
can make biscuits and
Yeah.
grate it.
God gave me a green thumb. I planted all kinds of stuff, and it grew like crazy. So, and it wasn't because I knew what the hell I was doing. I was just guessing.
Yeah, fuck it. Trial and error, that shit is real, man. And I'm sorry for going off like I did. I'm sorry. But
No.
that's just one of the things that irks me. It's like, oh well, they want to eat and they want to do this, and all the government wants to give them money. Good, go to the store and buy the things you need to garden and build your own fucking garden. Then you don't need anything from anybody. Because then you can go buy you some chickens, you know, maybe even a fucking goat, whatever.
Well, it's
Give
yeah.
you money, use it.
You have to manage that money the right way. That's in the Bible too. God talks all kinds of different ways about and He gives examples like, hey, these three sons, the father gives each one of these three sons some money, and then each son does something different with that money.
Personal responsibility is a real fucking thing.
Yeah.
And you know, we are never, ever, ever gonna have under a 2 hour show.
What are we at now?
43 minutes and I haven't even got through one chapter.
Yeah,
But
you've got through like a one third of it. No, between a quarter and a third of it. It's
we're doing such a good fucking job. I love you so much, Midbar.
but this money in between.
Okay,
Yeah.
here we go.
No, I can understand. Me and money don't have a great relationship either.
I just have a real problem with giving people money because I feel bad for them because I've had a really hard life. And I hate when people have a hard life. It's real bad. I feel so bad. Especially with girls. Girls on the internet that have babies. Oh, I've been taken advantage of so many times.
Yeah. No, I remember I can't even, I was probably 6 or 7 years old, but my mom would give me a little bit of change, and I'd walk all the way down to the corner store and buy a little bag of candy, and that was like my happy treat. Once a week, my mom would give me some money, and I'd walk down to the store and buy little bag of candy. And I remember I had my little bag of candy, and I was so proud and happy. I'm marching down the street back home, and these two big ass bullies come over and beat the shit out of me and take my bag of candy and leave. And I was like, right there, I was like, man, this world and this money, it freaking sucks. I hate it.
Yeah. Money is a real problem. That's why I don't have it. I get yelled at about it a lot. And it's like, but I don't control any money. I have zero monies. You have all my monies. But when I get money, they give me money and I spend it on lottery tickets. I'm addicted to the points on my phone. You can get points on your phone when you play the lottery. So I get points on my phone.
Yeah. Yeah, believe it or not, I'm on my brother's leash. You know, I don't have any money, and my brother only gives me enough money to get, you know, whatever I need, because he knows if I have extra money, I'm gonna blow it on something stupid.
Lottery tickets.
But see,
Okay.
he knows me too. I cut corners on the money just so I can have enough to buy me some cigarettes and some papers and lighters and crap. So
Man.
he knows I'm gonna get what I want anyway.
Damn. I need something to drink.
But he keeps me on a tight leash with my money. So, but you know what?
Well,
I've lived out here for 8 years with no. I haven't earned a penny for myself.
yeah, well, maybe it's time to start.
Yeah.
But
I just
hey, this
I,
channel,
I trust God. You know, I don't worry about money. I trust God. You know, he knows every penny I'm gonna have in my pocket, and you know, why worry about it?
that's why this show is important. Damn, we are never.
Yeah.
ah,
Yeah, see, because I can bounce all over in the Bible. Like, you know, I love that story of the lady. The lady only had 2 pennies, and she goes up to the church and or the temple, and she gives the 2 pennies, and these two rich guys are making fun of her, like, oh, that old lady only has 2 pennies, and Jesus is like that. Those 2 pennies is everything she's got.
yo,
You know, the two rich guys. Oh, here's 10 cents. I got 100 of them. Who cares? That lady only had 2 pennies, and they made fun of her, but she gave everything she had.
yo,
She's like, I don't need it. I trust God.
yo. That's kind of where I'm at, especially in my living situation. But we're not there. We are supposed to be reading. God, we're so amazing.
Yeah, the whole book, basically, the whole book's about trusting God and believing what He says when He says it. Because see, Adam and Eve, they broke that right away, right there in the garden. Hey, don't eat that fruit on that tree. And oh, but the snake said, this shit's good.
Yeah. But,
And God's like, get the hell out of my garden,
yeah.
dumbass! You didn't listen to me.
Man, see, that's why we need to start over. Because Genesis 1 belongs in a different book. I either that or there's 2 Adams and 2 Eves.
No, it's just Genesis 1 explains the creation, the 7 day, well, 6 days of creation, and then the seventh day, God's like, okay, I'm taking a nap. I'm gonna take a rest. You guys are fine on your own, but I'm gonna
So
kick back and
you
not do
think
anything.
Genesis 1 is a preface?
Yeah, it's what happens first. Yeah, but
Yeah, think about it.
there's a lot packed.
Genesis 1,
There's a whole lot packed in that first chapter that people they'll just read over it and
right?
90% of the understanding goes right over their head. They don't actually understand what's going on there.
Yeah, except for the thing with that is the other Adam names all the creatures also. I I think they were 2 different beings, so there were two
No,
sets of people.
no, there was just one Adam, and see, God could have created Eve the same way He made Adam. He could have taken the clay and turned it into a woman and then
Right.
breathed into it.
See,
Breathed into
that's
it.
what I'm
But he
saying.
didn't do that. He
In
pulled a bone out.
Genesis 1, God made Adam and Eve, and although she didn't have a name, neither did he. He made two of them at the same time, and he told them to go forth and multiply.
Yeah.
Then
It's
he made his garden and put a different Adam and Eve in there.
no. It's all the same. But Genesis 1 is just basically the first 7 days, and then the chapter 2 explains more about the garden that God had created and the people in it and the animals and all that stuff. And then in the third chapter, that's when the shit starts breaking down.
I don't think we're gonna agree on that because see, I don't know. Anyway, we're in Exodus.
Well, there's a huge key in this whole Bible. The Holy Spirit, the one that was floating over the water in the beginning. And if you notice, it says waters with an S. When it says water, that means more than one, right?
Right, yeah.
It says waters. And if the sentence before that, if you look, it says God created heaven and earth. And then the earth was, so he said God's talking about two different waters when the Holy Spirit's hovering over it. God created heaven and earth. But right at that moment, they're still both in the darkness. God hadn't said, God says, let there be light, and that becomes the first day.
And the earth is all water.
Yeah. So is heaven. Heaven and earth are both water.
Yeah.
Because, see, it says waters, which means there's more than one thing. And what two things that he created in the sentence right before that? Heaven and earth. So there's the waters. That's why I mean people will read right through that and they don't really contemplate what's exactly being said there. There's little details that people miss. Like there's these two things, and then these two things, the Holy Spirit's hovering over these two things, and everything's pitch black, but God can see His face on the water.
Wait, did you say the earth is flat? Wait a minute. Don't say.
No, I didn't say the earth was flat.
Oh God, thank you.
No, I said God could see His face on the waters. It says that when the Holy Spirit's hovering over the face of the waters. It's basically what happens when you stand in front of a mirror in the dark and you turn the light on.
Here, look.
He's like, hey, there I am. Man, I'm an ugly ass.
I never say that. I say I'm so beautiful with my pimply ass face.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I don't have a pimply ass face.
I'm one of those people. When I was a kid, I hated the mirror and I didn't like to have my picture taken. I was like, I don't want to see my ugly self.
Dude, I am so not photogenic. When other people take pictures of me, I look so ugly.
Yeah.
It's terrible. It's like I see how ugly I am in real life. It's like, no. I'm beautiful. Let me go get back on the live stream. This is the only time I look amazing.
I was beautiful when I was a little kid. My parents had pictures of me and my brother when we were just little teeny boys, and man, I was adorable. But I think that's when my stepmother, she hated my guts and she was really mean to me, and that's when I just could it's like I felt so bad at seeing myself in the mirror.
Well, I think I saw your picture on Discord and you don't look that bad. But we're supposed to be reading. We are an hour into this and we haven't even got through one chapter.
Okay, well, you want to read through this quick money thing, or just go up to the basin washing and?
We're just we're just gonna do it.
Fuck. Okay. So, when you take the census of these terrible ass people, then every man will give a ransom for himself to the Lord. I didn't say this shit. Then you number them. That there may be no plague among them when you number them. This is what everyone among those who were numbered shall give. Half a shekel according to. Oh my God. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not.
Yeah, do it like you do the other stuff. Just give the money a silly name. It's
Okay.
like this stinky ass penny and this rusty dime, and you need to cut one of these in half because I don't know.
Oh, yeah, it does say that. Hold on. Uh,
Silly ass money. My dad went to Australia. He took his mom and went to Australia because he had this sporting thing that he was going to, and he found out down there their money. A blind Australia can put their hand in their pocket and count their money because they can feel it. I thought that was really I thought that was really neat. A blind
oh,
person can count their money because they know what it feels like.
I don't think I'd be able to do that.
No.
Um, so I'm skipping all that. Okay, now we're gonna go up here uh to verse 17, talking
Yeah,
about making a laver of bronze
yeah. A
for
base,
washing.
yeah, basin for washing.
And you put it between the church, uh no, the meeting house and the altar. You shall put water in it, for Aaron and his sons shall wash their hands and their feet when they go into the meeting house or when they come near the altar to minister, to burn an offering by fire to the Lord. They shall wash with the water, lest they die, because I don't want to smell them. So you shall wash, so they shall wash their hands and their feet, and it shall be a statute forever to him and his descendants throughout their generations. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah. You notice he says, "Or else you will die." He keeps saying that. He's serious about this stuff.
Yeah. It's like,
He's, he's like, if you're a lazy ass and you don't do this, you're dead.
yeah. Just wait till we get into the the other rules, the cool rules, when God explains how they're supposed to sacrifice. And wait till you hear my theory on this, because I think I'm right. And it's what I do. So, and I definitely know that's right for me because I get super blessed all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That's what it's about. The Holy Spirit. I tell people all the time, it's not where we are. No matter where we are, God knows. God knows exactly where we're at. So, as far as I understand, there's nowhere in creation we can go to escape God. He knows exactly where we are.
Hey, Will you give me a second so I can go steal Dustin's soda?
Yep, go for it.
Because I don't have any coffee. My cat's knocked my coffee over.
Oh
So
man.
I have to go steal Dustin's soda. Just give me 1 second.
Yeah, you got it.
But tell everybody what you were thinking, what you were just saying.
No, I was just saying that, the Lord's serious about this stuff. That's multiple times he said, do this so that you will not die. So that's how serious he's being. You know, he's putting the fear in these people. They're going to be serving it, in his sacred place. So they better do it right or else. That's pretty serious. It's more skipping around, but it's like the guy that thought the Ark of the Covenant was going to fall and hit the ground, so he reached out to grab it, and he died right there. Bam! God, God's serious when he told him something. Serious to death.
Serious to death.
Yeah. Well, that's how he was.
Yeah, because I'm so angry.
No, he's trying to get the message across. Hey, you kids aren't listening to me. Adam and Eve, I told them not to do something, and the first thing they do behind my back is go and do it. But you know what? What kid isn't like that? You tell a kid, hey, there's some cookie jar. There's cookies up in that jar up there, but if you eat them, you're gonna die. You think those kids are gonna listen? They're like, I'm not gonna die. I'm gonna go have me a cookie. Yeah, you know that, right? You tell a child not to do something, they're gonna take a challenge. They're gonna challenge you on that. You okay?
Yeah, that was the best drink ever. Oh my God. Oh, I was so thirsty. I miss coffee so bad right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
But you
but
know what I'm talking about, right? You tell a kid not to do something, and then they're going to challenge you on it.
my dad used to buy this chocolate from Mackinac Island, and he hid it in the cabinet above the fridge, and he told us kids we couldn't have any. You do not know how many times I climbed up on the chair and got in that cabinet above the fridge and ate some of that chocolate. Damn right I did.
Oh yeah,
I shared it with my brothers.
yeah. My mom learned she couldn't leave her cooking chocolate laying around in the kitchen anywhere.
We used to go in my mom's purse and steal cigarettes. Man, yeah, you tell a kid not to do something, that's the first thing you're going to do.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you know what? That was God's bad. He set them up. I'm sorry, but he's like, hey, you see this red button? Don't touch it.
yeah,
Don't touch the red button.
yeah.
Or bust that ass. You know,
And
like
then
that
this
ass
and then this jealous reptile comes up and says, "Yo, that dude's lying to you. Go ahead and touch that red button, and you'll love it."
Yep, that's my whole life. See this red button? Touch it, you'll love it. Yo,
And you won't not just love it, you'll be just like that guy that created it.
yep.
But see, that's another big point in the Bible is that free will. God's got a free will to do whatever He pleases, and He gave a little bit of that to us.
Okay. Do you know where we're at?
Yeah, you were down to 19 or 20 in the with the bronze basin.
Okay, yeah, they need that so they'll take a bath or they'll die. Right. So then we're down here at this incense part. I think this is the part that I was thinking that we skipped, but I think this is that part.
Yeah, the anointing oil, the incense. That's yeah.
Yep. So it says, take for yourself quality spices, 500 shekels of liquid myrrh, half as much sweet smelling cinnamon. Okay. 250 shekels. 250 shekels of sweet smelling cane.
Oh, so hold on. Yeah, shekel. I was thinking a shekel was money, but it's actually a measure. It's a measurement of weight. It's how heavy something is.
Really?
Yeah.
500 shekels of cassia, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, and a hin of olive oil. And you shall make from these a holy anointing oil, an ointment compounded according to the art of the perfumer. It shall be a holy anointing oil with which you shall anoint the meeting house, God's suitcase chair, the table, or the shit on it, the lampstand, its utensils, the altar of incense, the burnt offering altar, all of its shit, the laver, its base. You shall consecrate them that they may be most holy. Whatever touches them must be holy. And you shall anoint Aaron and his sons and consecrate them, that they may minister to me as priests. You already said that. Do they get paid by word to write Das Bible? Because I already said that. Okay.
Well, they got to do all this stuff to remain priests. They got to do all this stuff, just as He told them to do it. And what I was noticing, all of those different oils that He's having them mixed together. That's a secret. That's a secret recipe right there.
Yes, you're not supposed to make it. You are never supposed to make it.
No, but there's all kinds of that in the Bible. It says the people put this herb and this oil and this together, and then they rubbed it on this. That's a medicine. So
Man.
that's why I say it's a school book. There's all kinds of stuff in there.
Yep. Okay.
There's ancient knowledge that people don't know anymore, and well, some people might still know it, but that's how they make their business. That's how they make money because they know those secrets.
Okay. I I hate people like that have knowledge but won't share it. It's
Yeah.
kind of aggravating.
Well, that's why knowledge. We're in the information age, and believe it or not, information is worth a lot of money.
Yeah. It's aggravating because some of that stuff should be free. You figured it out, tell people how to do it, man.
Oh yeah.
But
Well,
no,
believe it or not, like for example, back when I was a kid, you could go into the grocery store and buy this big ass box of borax, and you could use that. It's a basic salt. The planet makes freaking tons of it, but it's just it's borax, and you could buy that whole big ass box for 50 cents and wash all kinds of stuff with it. And you know, it wasn't too long ago they had that stuff called OxyClean. You know, $20 for this little tiny tub. It's the same shit. All it is,
Yeah.
it's just borax with, you know, they put some fancy odors and scents in there, but it's freaking borax.
Um, you know all the medicines that they're coming out with for COVID? All of them are hydroxychloroquine. And you know, if you drink tonic water with quinine, it gets rid of colds and
Yeah,
sickness and
yeah, but
viruses.
there's all kinds of really basic stuff. But for a long time, I think I'm not sure even today, you know, the FDA, if you call something a cure, they instantly ban it. You can't create a cure. There's no such as by their laws, there's no such thing as a cure. It can only be a treatment.
Well, because nobody wants to get sued.
Yeah. Well, that and back, you know, not too long ago, 100, 200 years ago, people had, oh, I've got the magic cure it all remedy in this little bottle, and they were just selling people alcohol.
Yep, but that's okay.
But they'd tell them all kinds of wild stories, and they'd even have actors playing it out, you know, so that people would believe them. Here, drink some of this, and they'd have some, you know, it was like they were playing Jesus. They were like, hey, I got this special stuff, and if I give it to you, you're healed. Yeah, yeah, people were falling for that
Some dude used to do that with radium, and they ate this dude's face off, and they
shit.
took a picture of it right before he died.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
crazy.
well, everything. You know, if you think about it, pretty much everything we know about it's like a double-edged sword. It can be good and it can be bad. Even just
Yeah.
oxygen and water. We need both of those to live. But water can kill you, and pure oxygen it'll burn your face off. And it doesn't have, it doesn't have to be on fire. Just pure oxygen by itself will burn your face off.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
don't know. I know that um
it's like
actually I don't know nothing,
even
but I know that
yeah, even the
we're
internet.
gonna have to redo chapter 30 tomorrow again too,
Yeah,
because
We are not doing this very well, are we?
yeah.
It's okay. We'll get in a groove. I mean, we're in a groove.
Yeah,
We don't just sit and
I just
talk
keep
and talk
I
and
just keep
talk.
I keep finding these subjects to talk about in there.
Yeah. But you know what? That's kind of what it's for, ain't it? But
Yeah,
we have to learn to get through the chapter first before we start talking. But it's so easy to talk to you.
yeah.
And this is labeled hangout, so maybe somebody will come out and hang out. But I don't
Yeah.
know. It
Yeah,
doesn't. Seem, yeah,
it'd be cool
nobody's. Oh,
if somebody joins the channel and talks in the chat room. You know, you know, some kind of involvement. So,
well, we'll get
but
involved in it. But either way it goes, I enjoy doing this. I do. And when Moses gets to talk, will you be Moses?
yeah, yeah, I can try that.
But you got to be like super exaggerative and stuff.
You know, there's
Like,
a whole bunch. You're gonna have to do Moses again though, because I think there's like a whole book of Moses. It's just every every paragraph starts with "and the Lord said," but it's Moses talking.
well, Yeah, it's Moses saying what the Lord said,
Yeah.
you know. But again, you got to pull out your inner actor, you know, because coming up pretty soon, God's about to show you his ass, and you got to say something like, "Why are you so immature?" Like you'll know the part I'm talking about because I'm gonna be like, "Full moon," and then
Yeah.
you got to be like, "How old are we?" You know.
And I sometimes, I've tried to a lot of times when I'm trying to look at something or figure something out, I'll actually act, I'll try to sit in God's chair and try to see it from his perspective. But I don't know if I could go so far as, you know, challenging God's intelligence or wisdom. I just try to figure out what is he looking at from his angle. 'Cause
No, no,
he
we're
knows.
not insulting God. That's not what I mean. I just mean like God and Moses are like besties. So Moses can ask God like, "How old are we, dude? Like we're friends,
Yeah.
but I don't need to see your butthole." Something like that.
Well, we wouldn't have any of this Bible if it wasn't for Moses, because he's the one that basically, before they left Egypt and walked into the wilderness, they had no history of what happened to them before that time. All of their history was wiped out, gone. The Egyptians took everything from them and made them make. The Egyptians basically they were slaves. They created everything the Egyptians wanted. What's weird, the Mayans over here in the Americas down south, the Mayans kind of treated people the same way. There was the rich ass people that didn't do nothing, but they were just a bunch of spoiled brats, and they had slaves that had to do all the work. And they go out in the jungles and just take it. They go out in the jungle and find a whole tribe and just capture all of them and make them slaves.
Yep, that's how it used to be.
Yeah,
And you know what? If Iran wins, that's exactly what's going to happen to America.
yeah, yeah. It's it's like socialism or communism. They just give it a different name, but it's basically the same thing. If you're not one of them, you're a piece of shit slave, or you're dead.
I'd rather be dead.
And people think, oh, that's the
But
answer.
luckily for me,
A
because
lot of
I'm crippled,
a
I'll
lot of
die first.
Yeah, a lot of people think, oh, that's the answer. They don't realize they're all going to end up being slaves. It's the very few, the minority, the rich people. They're going to be the ones in charge.
Yep.
You don't get shit unless they let you have it. That's a bunch of people playing God, and people are foolish enough to think, hey, that might be a better world. No, it's not.
Nope. It's a worse world. Have you
Yeah,
ever heard that joke about the devil running for office and trying to get people to go to hell and how he makes it look so grand? And then
yeah,
heaven's all boring, like, oh, everybody's singing. But the devil comes and he's got a big fucking party. So people choosing going to hell. And then when they get to hell, it's fucking fire and brimstone. And
yeah,
they ask Satan, what was it? And he's like, I was running for office.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's why I used to love Twilight Zone so much, because that's basically every episode. It was like these people are going to try to create their own heaven, but it's not heaven at all. It's the other place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think all of it's kind of crazy. I think I don't know. I I don't know. I think I want people. I don't know. I want people to see the Bible in a fun way, and I don't even know why I want that. But for some reason, I want that. I want more viewers. I want more people to see the Bible in a fun way. And
Yeah,
I don't even know why I want that, because
no, that's
what the
nothing
fuck
wrong with
do
that.
I really want that?
Nothing wrong with having fun. A lot of Bible groups that I hang out with, they all have fun. They have fun and they joke around and they pick on each other. And, you know, not supposed to be too serious. It's a gathering, but the main point, like we're doing here, God's part of the gathering. We're talking about Him. We're reading His book. We're reading what He said. So
You know, the last my last season of Bible Lady, I suppose. It was called God Said What? We were reading everything that God said.
yeah. Well, actually, we're supposed to do that. You know, I think it's Proverbs 7. That's one of my favorites. That's where God's saying, every word that I speak, you treasure it with all of your being. Write it on top of your heart, tie it around your fingers. Don't forget what I'm telling you. It's
Right.
it's life and it's wisdom and you know because God, just like it says in the beginning, God knows all about good and evil. He's the one that allowed it to happen. So it's part of His imagination. And imagination's a humongous part of creation. I don't think you can have one without. Well, I guess but God's imagined everything. We can't create anything and surprise and say, "Oh, I didn't know about that."
Sorry for being so loud. I was trying to roll this joint.
No, you're all right.
Are you rolling the joint?
No, I have a pipe, so I just load my pipe.
Oh,
You might hear my
yeah.
lighter every once in a while, lighting my pipe.
I found my lighter. I don't really know much about Christianity. I don't know much about any of that crap. But I do know that all of them have their own sort of motive. I don't really have a motive.
Well,
I don't
it's
even know why God asked me to read this book, but I do wish people would give me money for animal food. I ain't even gonna lie about that. I do want that.
well,
Like, fill my cash app with some animal food money.
Christian to me is it's a title. There's a verse. It's 1 Peter 4:16. The reason we call ourselves Christian is because Christ. We're sharing Christ's name. That's what we follow Christ with. God
Right.
even
They're
God
so
even
pretend and they don't do anything Christ would do.
before.
That's why I don't like them, and I will never claim to be a Christian.
Uh,
I can't
uh,
be that pretend.
See, I claim to be Christian, but I won't. They try to force me. I even get accused. I'll say something, and somebody will say, "Oh, well, you're a Mormon. Oh, well, you're a Calvinist. Oh, you must be a Protestant or a Catholic." And I'm like, "No, I'm Christian. I follow Christ. I don't follow any of those other whatever the fuck that is. I follow Jesus Christ. God in the clouds over the second time Jesus, ascended. Before He ascended, God said, "This is my beloved Son. who in whom I'm very pleased. And then God said, listen to him. That's my instructions right there. God created our Savior as a man. God's like, you wouldn't listen to me in the beginning. Here I'm gonna come and walk with you as one of you and talk to you and make miracles happen right in front of your face. And
He's about to do that here in a minute. He's about to live with these people.
yeah. Well, yeah.
And these people still shit on him when he lives there.
No, well, at the it's in the Bible. It's the ending. It says about all this stuff coming to an end. It's the ending, but actually, it's a whole brand new beginning that we can't understand because God's going to be right there with His people in heaven and earth will be one place. That's why God spares. He doesn't destroy all the flesh. He spares a little bit at the very end because He's going to create a whole. Just like with Noah and his family. God takes this smaller number and he creates a whole brand new world, but this time it's not going to be broken. The third time's the charm, I guess.
Right.
And it won't break. Even after, that's the thing that blows my mind is even while God repairs it and everything's running just as he intended it to be, Satan still forms up an army to come and attack. But God just kind of laughs at him and says that nope, that ain't gonna happen, and all of them are gone. Poof.
Right.
So I think that's I think that's when all the angels laugh and say, "Wow, that was silly. All that bullshit we had to go through."
Yeah. But I think Earth is angel boot camp. We come down here like God forms us as angels, and we come down here as neutral ions. And then we get pulled whichever way, whether positive or negative, and we end up going either to Satan's army or God's army.
Yeah, it is.
And Jesus said,
It is angel. Really is angel boot camp because
it really is.
it creates two types. There's the children, the children of the light of God, angels, and there's the other children that say, f that dude, I'm going to do whatever I want.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yep.
That's why I think happened before the big flood. All the whole planet was wicked, evil people.
Yep.
So when God snuffed all of them out, drowned them all, He put them under the water. They became the evil spirits, the demons that attack everybody today.
Yep.
There's billions of them.
Yep. And we either choose to go with it or choose not to go with it. But Jesus gives us advice for when we put the good side. Because he says, be friends with these bad people because you will need somewhere to go. And then you be good in the world because the children of the light are not as smart as the children of the darkness.
Well,
That's why you got to make friends with them. You got to be good in the world and good at the world.
well, there's that verse. It reminds me of that verse, that God makes it rain on the good and the evil. God
Yo,
makes it rain on both of us.
that's why you got to make friends with those people. You got to learn
Yeah.
what they do and how to do it better.
Yeah. Well, that's part of that. It says to love your enemy. What really helps to love your enemy is to understand them. You understand where they're coming from and how they think. When you understand somebody and how they're thinking and where they're coming from, it's not so hard to still love them because
Right.
because you can understand them.
Yep.
You know, there's an old Indian Native American proverb. The things that you don't understand, eventually you fear them, and what you fear, then you try to destroy it.
Yep.
So
And that's what's happening in the world.
yeah,
We
people.
don't understand the world, so people are burning it down
Yeah, there's something they don't understand, so they get angry and they just want to destroy it instead of try to
because of
understand.
instant gratification.
Yeah.
The internet was the worst thing that ever happened.
It, they don't want to
Even with
come.
this conversation, with us being so far apart and being able to communicate, I would still say the internet ruined the world.
I see it as a double-edged sword. People can use it for good, or they can use it to be wicked. It's still up to them on what they do with it.
You know,
Like all of these smartphones. I tell people all the time. Back when Jesus was walking around, you know how big the Bible was.
huh,
Each scroll of each chapter was freaking humongous, and they had them on shelves. Man, it filled up a whole building. And
yeah,
now people are running around with these little cell phones. And you know how many different Bibles and Bible languages you could look at on that one little tablet?
yeah. I don't ever do that. I
I'm
don't ever listen to what other God people say because I don't want my mind tainted with their
not
mind crap.
Yeah, but it's an access thing. We have access to information like we've never had before.
Yeah,
But
and
people, you know what a lot of people do with that access to all that information? They sit there playing Candy Crush for 8 hours.
I play cryptograms.
It's like, what did you learn there? Oh, I learned how to squish some candy.
I learned how to crack code.
Yeah.
But I do want to start doing that live stream and playing cryptograms. I want to figure out how to do that. Because I will live stream the shit out of that.
Yeah. Well, you've got me interested. I'd probably watch it and see what the heck you're talking about.
Really. Then I'll figure out how to do it and I'll start live streaming cryptograms.
Yeah. You never know. You might get a little gathering, the cryptogrammers.
Yeah, just come to my Bible show, please.
Yeah.
But that would be pretty cool, though, wouldn't it?
Ooh, call it. You don't want to have a crypt, so you call it the sage grammars.
The sage grammar. Yeah. The sageograms. Um, yeah, but I don't know. I think I will try to figure out how to do that and maybe um 4 people liked my video, but nobody stayed. Huh. Well, okay, 4 people liked my video on Tope, but none of them stayed. What does it say on YouTube?
Well, it looks like
It
we got.
looks like nobody showed up.
Uh, mine says there's 2 people here, and I'm one of them. So,
Oh, well,
oh,
then chat and chat.
the other might be you if you're checking YouTube. Well, I don't know. Can you see Does your own number count for you, or?
No, I'm not on YouTube. It just says one person's on YouTube.
Oh, okay. Well, if it's just one person, that's me.
Yeah, that's okay. Just press the like button.
Oh yeah, I always do that as soon as I get on the channel.
Thank
I do
you.
I do that with all the channels I like because I know how the algorithm. That's how the algorithm is set up to work on YouTube. It counts the likes and the subscribers. When people get likes or fresh subscribers on a video, YouTube's like, okay, I'm going to recommend this to 5 more or 10 more people.
Ooh, yeah, they need to recommend my videos. Oh, now 2 people are here. Hi. Hi, other person. I see you. Come chat in the chat. We're not doing anything. We've
No,
already finished our reading that we're going to reread tomorrow because we talked too much.
yeah, I
So
don't think we
come and have a conversation with us.
did. We make it to the end of chapter 30, or did we get sidetracked?
No, we had one paragraph left. But it doesn't matter because we cut it off at the end of every paragraph. We got to learn not to do that.
Mhm.
We got to learn not to do that.
That's hard. I, 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 I can relate to so much stuff, and all through the Bible, I can see hints at other scripture or other stories, or you know how it goes.
I do know how it goes, but maybe we got to do something like time out, foreshadowing,
Yeah,
something.
or or like
Maybe,
or like you said, we just try to stick through it and just go through the chapter, and then we can break down the parts.
yeah, we could do that. Actually, that would probably be a better idea.
Yeah, because otherwise, yeah, like you say, we end up making a 2-hour video and can't even get through half a chapter.
It's 2.5 hours right now, dude.
Oh damn.
I know it's so easy to talk, isn't it? It's just so easy to talk and talk and talk.
Uh,
I can't find my tobacco.
yeah, you know what's funny is not too long ago. I wasn't a talker. I was a listener, but yeah, I didn't. I was like my dad. I didn't talk very much.
Well, I'm glad that you're talking now, even
Yeah,
though we both need to STFU and read.
yeah. I was not nonverbal until I was like 5 or 6. I just
Really?
I refused to make a sound.
Do you know why?
Yeah, yeah, I know why.
Do other people know why?
Uh, I never asked them, but I often wonder if my parents even knew.
If your parents what?
If my parents even knew why I was so quiet.
But you know.
Oh yeah, I knew I was white. Like I said, I opened my eyes in the womb for 3 seconds.
Oh
I was
yeah.
wide. I was wide awake before I was born. My mind had already created the first question. It was like, what the heck was that moving light behind the shimmering water? And why did I feel so warm and safe? It's it, I could write a whole book about all the information packed in those 3 seconds.
You should, and then sell it to Mormons.
Yeah, when Jesus says, go to your secret closet, that's like my most sacred secret closet. That was one that my creator. That's where I figured it had to be God right on the other side of that shimmering water that was moving around. But he was so bright I couldn't look directly at him. I had to look off to the side, which would have been his right, like where his right arm was, and it was like he was waving his right arm up and down at me.
Man,
And I felt like that's the closest I'd ever been to God. But you know what? 4 years ago, he stood right behind my right shoulder. So, but no, that wasn't. Yeah. When a boy gets circumcised, it's supposed to happen when they're 8 days old. And I was wide awake and aware and paying attention to freaking everything I could see when that was going on. That's why. That's why it's. I retreated so deep into myself. Yeah, I didn't make a sound.
huh?
First time my parents tried to get me to go to a hospital, and I saw the knives and the needles. Oh man, it took every person on that hospital floor to hold me in a chair. I was like, oh heck no, I'm getting out of here.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Huh?
yeah. People don't realize how much I'm fighting myself when I have to take myself into the hospital. I hate the hospital.
I could see why.
Yeah. And well, when I was in Las Vegas, I had to deal with, my girlfriend. She was born diabetic and she and Down syndrome, and she had all kinds of other health issues. and she was on Social Security disability. So I saw how they treated her, all the different hospitals and the people that worked there. Yeah, it's it's more bad than good. I'll just put it that way.
It's more bad than good.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a place that helps people, but man, if you know how they all the inner workings, it's not. Yeah, it's stuff you probably don't want to know.
Mm. See, the rehab facility I was in was real good, but like always, I give myself a bad reputation. I have this thing, it's called mania. It's a self sabotaging inner self. It's where you're constantly sabotaging yourself.
Yeah,
I have that problem. I take a lot of medication for it.
you know what? I think that's what my one of my wife's problems too. She would, her the way she would hurt herself was she would overdose on purpose, or she'd do things like that. She, you know, it was out of depression. She'd hurt herself.
Okay, I haven't gone that far, but I'll make myself slutty. I'll make myself look terrible. I just make myself look terrible and trashy and
Yeah. Well, you know,
but
I've got
not
this, I've got this nervous thing. I've chewed my fingernails off ever since I've had teeth. But my wife, her nervous thing was she'd sit there and pick at her skin and pick at her skin and pick at her skin, and she'd create these massive ass bloody sores all over her face and her body.
oh my god, I hate that.
Yeah,
Meth people do that.
yeah,
Man, my nervous thing, I don't really have a nervous thing. I just get uncomfortable on the inside and then say the most fucked up shit.
yeah.
Like this one time, Green Jello played at somebody's house show. And at that time, I didn't have any medication. Nobody really knew what was wrong with me except for my brain injuries. Yeah, that band hates me. Okay, they probably don't hate me, but they don't think fondly of me because I just make myself look real bad.
Yeah, it's habits. Sometimes it might be a nervous reaction, but if it's done long enough, it becomes like just a daily natural habit. That's like me with my chewing my fingernails. If I'm keeping my mind and my hands busy and I'm doing shit, I won't chew on my fingernails. And you were kind of hitting at that the other day. God's making these people busy, keeping their hands busy, so they won't have some filthy habit instead.
Yeah, that's the problem with me and smoking. I have stuff to do, but I don't have the energy to do it. So I just sit here and smoke. Watch Naruto.
Yeah.
But I used to watch Court a lot. And Dustin came up to me today and said, "Are you still watching Trials?" I'm like, "No." Because I was taking over my life. Because I'd sit here for days on end watching Court. And that got aggravating. And like, the lawyer people don't like my videos. The lawyer people don't like me in their chat. Because before I learned how the live stream chat worked, I would spam their chat with the same thing, thinking they didn't see it.
Mm.
But it's like I see how the chat works now, and it's like, oh, maybe they did see it. It's just,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I'm believe it or not, I'm a lot like you in a way, because I've only got a very few select channels that I hang out in. Because I've tried to go join other channels and other servers and other groups, but you know, my understanding, I can say something that just blows people away, and you know, what people don't understand, it scares them, and then they want to just, they end up attacking me because they don't understand what I'm saying.
Yes, that's why I made the party pen.
Yeah,
That's exactly why I made the party pen, because some people just don't fucking fit in. And you may not fit in here. Explain yourself. Like, come, like my Discord. I have my Discord open. Come on my Discord and say what you mean.
yeah,
You know, like, I don't care.
yeah. We're
Like,
not.
I was trying to make the chat my
We
co host,
we
but
don't
I don't
have,
have a chat.
you know, people don't have ESP where they can read each other's minds and know exactly what they or what's going through their heart. We can't do that.
No, and chat doesn't have context.
People have to express what's going on. Otherwise, nobody has a clue.
Yep. But, like, if somebody's like getting shit on by my chat, I I I should open my Discord and have them come in and talk on my Discord or something.
Yeah,
And then, like, if they start talking fucked up, it's like, well, wait a minute. Something like that. I need to do something like that so this place can still stay for people that don't fit in. This could be a place for people,
yeah,
you know, a community to belong to.
yeah, yeah. You know what a click is, right?
Yeah, but I don't exactly want that, because if you start saying you're a clique, then people start thinking that they can,
Yeah, that's a problem with any label. In,
right.
in, instead
That's
of being
why,
instead of just being a reason for to people kind of have some stuff in common and hang out. It becomes a label, and people
right.
love to put labels on everybody so they can put them in their file folder. And oh, this I know these people, they're exactly like this. They think they know it all.
That's why in my original videos, up until this, I used to call everybody weirdos. But now, in this season, everybody's a Bible bud.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
like
a lot of a lot
Bible
of my
bud.
a lot of my friends, we call each other weirdos. We've done that for 20 years. You know,
Right.
back when I was a kid, out in the schoolyard, elementary school, we used to have this little nursery rhyme. Sticks and stones will break my bones, but names will never hurt me.
All the, yes, they do.
Yeah, only if you let them. Yeah,
I got called a dork today.
yeah. People can call you all kinds of names, but how many bones did they break?
I've only ever had one arm broken,
Uh,
but it was when I was in a coma, so you can't even tell it was broken.
yeah, no, I
It's
I
just
snapped
paralyzed.
I snapped my right leg clean. I broke that bone. Just snapped it like a toothpick in my right arm too. But
Damn.
that was back when I was preteen. So you can't even tell any. It's like it never happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, dude. This is crazy.
Well, we're doing the Bible Bud stuff.
Yeah. I don't I don't know. I think I like this. But I think once we get into a groove, and I seriously think that, I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
we are going to
We need
make
some.
some money together. Just don't end up hating me and acting all funny.
No, but you're right. We need like at least a simple basic system.
Yeah, you
So
be Moses and I'll be God.
yeah. But I mean the the way the show, the way we go through the show, to have
Yeah,
some kind of simple playbook, because we're Bible buds, so we don't want to get too complicated when we're stoned.
right. And we just smoke dope and fucking wax philosophical and religious and shit.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you,
You know what?
this is so much fun.
I've smoked weed since I was 15 years old, and I've had some really serious jobs, but smoking weed never bothered me doing it. I was in charge of
Good,
a lot of people and a lot of heavy equipment, and nobody got hurt, nobody died,
good.
and I and a few of them, they probably knew that I was a stoner. I smoked weed like crazy.
So, when you play Moses, hi, people watching, how are you? Join the chat. So, when you play Moses and this here rendition of Das Bible, you're gonna be an actor, right? You're gonna
I'm
put some
gonna have
pizzazz in it,
I'm
right?
gonna have to practice on that, because you got all your little sayings, like what do you call the testimony chair, the suitcase,
Suitcase chair, because that's
the suit
exactly what it is.
yeah, the suitcase chair. Yeah, I like when you say those little things like that. That cracks me up. But,
Well, here, let's go. We're on 30, Exodus 30. I thank God spoke to Moses. Oh, shit. Now, oh, okay. Look at chapter 32 real quick.
oh yeah, that's the golden calf.
Right. So, you could be the people. So, read that how you think you would read it if you were an actor.
Hmm. Yes, yeah, I might have to practice that.
Hold
But
on. Okay. It,
Aaron, that Moses dude, man, Aaron, your bro has been up on that mountain. We think he's dead, and we need God. You know, we need a God who will go before us. So, dude, Aaron.
and then Aaron said to them, give me all your gold. Right? Give me all your gold. So then the people gave him all his gold. And then and he fashioned it with an engraving tool and made a molding of the calf. And then it would be your turn. What would you say? It's verse 4, the end of verse 4.
Yeah. Yeah, so we took all of our wives and all of our sons and all of our daughters and all of their bling bling, and dude, here you go.
Right. And then they said, this is your God, O Israel, that brought you out of the land of Egypt. So Aaron made him a cow. But yeah, that's perfect, dude. Read it just like that. Like you ain't got no care in the world. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you just got to put your place in, in the people. They're like, Heck with that Moses dude. We want a God to follow and worship. Come on, yo, Moses' brother Aaron, make us something.
Yeah, we need something to follow.
And that's kind of surprising too, because Aaron's such a hard ass.
Supposedly.
It's like when that's I think that's later on when Moses has to put the metal snake up on the stick, and if people have to watch it, otherwise the snakes will bite them and they'll die.
Yeah, the
And Aaron
fiery snakes.
Aaron gets freaking pissed at Moses. He's like, "Yo, dude, that's so freaking paganistic. What the hell are you doing?" But
But it worked.
see, Aaron makes these people a golden calf. So what the hell is he doing?
Yeah, and that's when God gets kind of mad at Aaron.
Yeah,
Like, actually, he was so indirect, man. It gets all bad for Aaron from this point on.
yeah,
Well, okay, from chapter 32 on. But when Moses is on the mountain, after they make this calf, it seems like God changes a little bit of his personality into something totally different after this whole cow thing.
yeah,
It's like he goes off the rails and it gets off the rails.
yeah. The part that I always, I still haven't, I still think about it. It's like God with His own finger, He writes the first 10 commandments, but those Moses takes down the mountain and he throws it against the golden calf, and it blows up and burns up. And they said, it burns all the gold and everything, and breaks all the altar down. So Moses has to go up the mountain and get another 10 commandments, and I think he has to write those himself.
Yeah, I want to read that part.
Yeah.
No, no, no. You have to, but I'm telling you, you got to put pizzazz in it. Like, why are you making me talk to this guy again? Things like that, because I'm sure Moses is not going to want to talk to
Well,
God after he just broke his book.
yeah. Well, and he also makes Moses, replace what he wrote the first time. So Moses has got to, chisel the stone and create what God created before him.
Oh, yeah, God's about to make life hard for you, Moses.
But Moses,
Just
it wasn't Moses' fault that the people wanted a golden calf while he was up on the mountain.
no, but Moses, me, God, right now in God voice, Moses, I'm about to make your life really hard. But it's all for a good cause. So it's not like you're going to die for no reason. I mean,
Yeah,
you're not going to die. You're not
yeah.
going to die.
No, it was hard on all of them. They didn't have a joyous, wonderful dancing time in the wilderness.
No.
It was a long time until David came along and he danced coming back into the city.
Man. This is going to be so much fun. Like, I am almost way excited. And I just want to get through 30 and 31 and start 32 tomorrow. I don't want to skip these. Because I've already tried to read 30 twice. And it's both times, it's like, don't read this shit. And we start talking about something else.
Nah, no, I think you got through 30. I mean, we could probably do the maybe do halfway through again, because yeah, I think we've talked about the first part of 30 twice, or yeah,
Yeah. So we can just call that done.
yeah, because here 31, 32. It starts getting exciting.
I know. And then we can actually, we are going to have. Do you have a highlighter?
Yeah, I've got highlighters.
Okay. So why don't we tomorrow go through with each other and highlight our lines so we know who's who?
Yeah, that sounds like an idea.
Yeah, because fuck, man, dude, we need to start over. Yeah, fuck it. We're just gonna keep going from here. Just we can't talk about Genesis because we didn't read it.
Yeah. Well, this hit right here, was it 31 verse 12. That's telling them to honor the Sabbath, and that's mentioned in the very first. That's in Genesis 1. The first Sabbath. There was a lot of other Sabbaths.
Mm, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, it looks like in 31 they haven't started building this stuff yet because okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so after chapter 31 is
Yeah.
when no,
30.
chapter 32 is when he's going to tell him that you got to start building it.
Yeah. Yeah. 31's pretty much, the Lord says a bit more, but then Moses goes and goes up the mountain, leaves the people behind with Aaron.
Okay. Yeah, but we got to read 31 cuz it names people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And 31 says, yeah, right there in this first
Yeah. So
about
32.
Bezalel being filled with the Holy Spirit of God. I have filled him with the Holy Spirit, with skill, ability, and knowledge, and all this stuff. Yeah, yeah, we better start. Yeah,
Okay. So, oh yeah. Moses, you're going to have a lot of talking coming up here in 31 and in 32. You're going to have a lot of talking. So pull out your best acting chops, smoke some weed, and channel your inner Moses. But just remember, Moses is kind of meek, so he's not going to be very strong in his voice, but he is going to say it with as much authority as he can. But remember, Moses is bad at talking, so you can't use big words. Are you laughing at me?
I'm laughing at me trying to think of big words.
Oh, well, see, then you'll just talk like you.
I'm just I'm looking at the chapter trying to figure out, because it's then the Lord said to Moses, but Moses is actually the one saying what the Lord said to the people, so it's kind of it's confusing.
Well, the Lord said to Moses would be something that I would say in God voice. And then Moses says to the people, the Lord said this. But the Lord said, if it just says that, I say that. But if it's like Moses is talking to the people, then Moses just says that. But again, put it in your own flair, put it in your own words.
Hmm.
You'll get the hang of it. You did pretty good a minute ago, earlier.
Yeah. Well, like you said, I might have to pre-read this chapter and get used to what it's saying.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like tomorrow, can we have a phone call during the day and highlight and discuss?
Yeah, that'll work. Cause yeah, kind of like a script for a movie or something. You got to know when you're talking and when somebody else is talking.
That's it. That's exactly what I'm going to try to do.
Yeah. So, hey, that was my line.
Exactly. I think this is going to be so much fun, dude.
Yeah.
And you know what? We can get together before we start each book and decide who's going to be who because the characters change and sometimes there's multiple characters. But I don't know.
Yeah, but we're still in the part of the Bible where it's constantly and the Lord said and the Lord said and the Lord said. I've always, I've always challenged people try to count however many times it says and the Lord said.
You
You know,
can't
like you said, he just keeps talking.
talking and talking and talking. God doesn't even know why he says all this. He's like, why do I talk so much?
Yeah. Hey, but at least he was talking to him, talking. Well, one man anyway. But God was speaking through that one man to all the other people. But
Man,
but see, God had a reason for that too. God did that with Noah, and God did that with Moses, and God did that with his prophets. He just had one walking around talking to people, doing what he was saying. Except for Jonah, he'd tell Jonah, "Hey, why don't you go do this?" And Jonah would go the other direction. The heck with you, dude! I ain't doing that. That's stupid.
yeah, never tell God no, or you'll end up in a fucking whale of a situation, man.
Yeah,
Never tell God no.
but that's a very important story. It's only 4 chapters. It's a short little 4 chapters
I
about
read
this
that in an hour one time.
about this prophet named Jonah that he knew God was full of grace and mercy, and it just pissed him off. That's exactly what happened to him. At the very last thing it says is he's sitting there so pissed off that he wanted to die, and God just keeps on talking.
Talking and talking. Yeah, but you never tell God no. You just, God says it and you're like, yep, okay. I never told God no, though. Hey, what's up, Reedy? How are you? There's somebody in our YouTube chat.
Yeah, they've been here before. I've seen that name before.
Say hi. Okay. Well, I am so thankful for your channel. How's mom? She's amazing. My mom's doing good. She'll be here Sunday at 2. Hello. It's the wilderness cat. Oh, that's you, Midbar. You could just talk.
I know, but I'm so used to chatting on in chat rooms. I type a lot more than I speak through a microphone. So
See, I'm the exact opposite. I would rather talk. I guess that's kind of why I'm talking to you now about things that should be behind the scenes. I done on chat, but talking is better.
yeah, I'm still. I wasn't much of a talker. I used to be really quiet. I could be so quiet for so long. Make people nervous.
You would make me nervous. I would end up saying something inappropriate because I'm so fucking nervous. Sunday at 2, yes. But you know, you can come from my regular Bible streams at 10:30 p.m. every day, 10:30 p.m. Eastern every day, where I read the Bible. Me and Midbar do. Midbar and I read the Bible and have great conversations. And if
Yeah,
you were watching
I,
today, you would know that we did not do a
I
very good job.
I love when you do your meetings with your mom though. It's I like it.
My meetings with my mom are for a purpose. My mother, she said to me, I have all this knowledge and no one to share it with. And I didn't give a fuck about that for a second. But then her husband was killed. Well, actually, he tried to kill my mom first and then went on a high speed chase and got shot by the police. And now my mom, I think instead of letting my mom cry and do all that sad bullshit that people do when people die, I just gave my mom Sundays on my channel. I used to argue with her a lot.
That's actually good though. I've been through a few you know family members dying, and believe it or not, somebody that's just being there for you, that's humongous. I wouldn't still be around if people hadn't just made sure I had some company.
Well, I don't know if my mom likes it or not, but I call her every single day now. I call my mom every single day now because I don't want her to be all sad and depressed. So I'll call her and argue with her. I don't know what else to do, so I just call her and argue with her. Just, to give her something else to think about. So she's not thinking about. Because listen, my mom's brother in law died. My mom's sister died of an overdose. Her mom died in her bed. My grandma died in my mom's bed. Uh, and then, okay, first it was her mother in law, then her brother in law, then her sister, then my grandma, and now her husband. Oh, you calling her means of the world, I'm sure. I hope so.
Yeah, no, I can tell when you guys have your mom. Her spirit's in good shape. Even though she's been through all of that, I can tell she's got a cheerful spirit. So
Oh, yeah, my mom. I like to say I'm as happy as a loon on crack, but I think my mom's as happy as a loon on crack, honestly.
I think it's I think it's adorable though, because the little girl in you comes out when you and your mom are together. I can see it.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. I can tell it's a mother daughter relationship going on screen. So
Yeah. Me and my mom are pretty cool, except for I did spend a lot of my childhood in juvie. Yeah, it was really sad. All those people dying at one time. I, I, you're too funny to me. Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you watch my show. Like, um, I'm glad you enjoy it. Um,
And see, that's
I don't.
I've been through. I've had a lot of people die all really too fast. I've been through a lot of bad things. That's why I say people can call me whatever name they want. They don't know what pain feels. That's not going to hurt me. I've been through so much pain. Somebody calling me a name, that's nothing. It's like my grandma. My grandma, all she did was sign language when she got into her last years. She got so upset with people, she just decided she wasn't going to talk to them anymore. But she knew a lot of sign language.
I
I could still read her. Just before she died, she would talk to me with her sign language, and my brother thought she was senile and she was stupid and she didn't have a brain anymore. And I was like, dude, she's wide awake. She knows exactly what's going on, but he didn't see it that way. He didn't understand her.
It's really sad when people don't understand people. Oh, I'm trying to read what you're saying, Reedy. Hold on. I'm always in. Hey, you can like I would prefer you chat in my chat. Listen, if people are gonna throw me off, I listen. I don't even care. I want people to chat my chat. I
Yeah, no,
love
yeah, that's there's nothing wrong with that. We both welcome people joining the chat with us.
yes, because we talk about
I encourage people to chat because I used to be a silent mouse and I didn't want to talk to anybody. But God told me, no, you got to go out and tell your story now. You got to say something. That's the problem with the world is the good people kept their mouth shut and all the bad people took over.
yo. Bad things happen when good people sit down.
Yeah, sit down, keep your mouth shut, and just let the bad people have their way. And guess who's going to be crying about everything being messed up first too?
We are the cavalry we've been waiting for. We are who is supposed to rescue us. And people need to be out on the front lines saying that shit. And people need to be saying, why are Americans sticking up for their enemies? And nobody is fucking saying that. This is the only chat I chat in, so thanks for having me. No problem. Always come in here, man. Always come in here because I will always love you. Hey, what kind of animal do you want to be? I never asked either one of you. I'm a sheep dressed like a wolf. What animal do you want to be dressed like a wolf? We fit in to get in. We are all in the world in our wolf costumes.
Oh,
So
well, my animal might be kind of weird because in the what is that called, the astrology? I'm a crab and a monkey, so I'm a crab monkey.
monkey crab dressed like a
Yeah,
wolf.
monkey crab, and you know what? My wife was a Leo, so I always pictured this little crab grabbing onto this Leo's tail and holding on for dear life.
That's about how it goes.
Yeah, like this one's mine. I'm grabbing it by the tail, and boy, she's a runner.
I'm a Scorpio, a hermit. a hermit crab, huh? I'm a Scorpio, but I am the exact opposite of what a Scorpio is. Because people say Scorpios can be dominatrix. Can I tell you my experience with that? The one guy told me, hit me. And I said, no. And he's like, hit me really hard. And I was like, no. And he's like, you gotta hit me. And I said, okay, I quit. I'm like, I can't hit you, I quit. Yeah, it's a real life.
You know, it's
Always
funny.
strategy.
My my little brother's a smart ass, but he's a hard ass too. He'll tell you something once, and if you don't listen to him, he'll just take advantage of you after that. He's like, okay, you're not going to listen to me. I'm just going to take, like if you handed him a lighter to light a cigarette or to light a bowl or something, he'd give it back to you. And if you handed it to him again, if he didn't ask for it and you gave it to him, he'd just keep it.
Well, that's kind of weird. Scorpions are the sex goddess.
Yeah, he had
Oh
some
yeah,
weird.
I have that. Like I can be very alluring, but when it comes to like dominance and shit like that, like I will be dominant and I will hurt your feelings, but I don't mind being dominated. I would prefer somebody tell me what to do. Because I don't ever know what the fuck to do. If you see my house, you can tell I have no idea what I'm supposed to be doing. So I just sit at my computer because nobody will tell me what I'm supposed to be doing.
Well, that's your job.
Exactly. That's what you're supposed to do this stuff. Yeah, but what? There's so much stuff. What do I do?
Well, I know how that is. Have a mountain of stuff to do, so much stuff to do that it exhausts you just thinking about it.
Yes. But when it comes to astrology and things, take it with a grain of salt because some of that stuff is not true for everyone. Because the scorpion stuff, you can definitely, if you met me in person, you'd be like, there's no way that's a Scorpio. There's just no fucking way that's a Scorpio.
Yeah, they're just
But
it's
do you
they're
want
all
to know?
it's all just based on star signs. Back before our sky got too dirty and so many lights, you could see the stars and certain constellations. They look like a creature or something, or a fish or whatever. That's what they look like. And then
Right.
through the years, they've created all of this superstition about them. So but that's a fourth day. The fourth day in the Bible. That's when God said, "Okay, here's the sun and the moon and all these stars, and that's how you keep time."
Yeah.
You know, that's why all over the planet, everywhere you go, there was sun dials and moon dials. They watched and the star. They watched the stars and the sun and the moon, and they kept track of. That's the clock. Even our electronic clocks, they have to adjust them a little bit because the God's universe and the clock that we create, they don't run at the same time. We
Well,
have
and
we we,
also,
we have to keep fixing ours. Even the computers, they have to adjust it. They have to tweak it a little bit every once in a while because otherwise it goes wrong.
well, from what Neil deGrasse Tyson said, like they're like the gravity pull from the moon and the earth, like it like slams the earth slams. So we lose a second every year or so. Like we lose a second because of that constant pounding from the moon's gravity or something like that. So it might have to do with why we have to change time. But also, when they went from analog to digital, that fucked shit up too. I don't exactly know what it fucked up, but I think something about jumping timelines happened around that time. because they changed the frequencies from analog, which was healthy for you, to digital, which is not healthy for you and will actually cause you to have massive headaches sometimes
Well,
from
yeah,
all the electricity burning in the air around you.
all of that digital noise in the air. It's like radiation. The analog signals, they were like waves in the ocean. Really, they go up and down and up and down. But this digital is like microscopic, millions and billions and little tiny razor sharp waves flying around. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
different. It's different.
Every day at 7:30 p.m., the sun shines really bright in my living room. It's so funny. At 7:30 at night, I think the sun's going down here. I don't remember. Where do you live, uh, Ree? Damn, why can't I read this? Hold on, I'm trying to read all your chats. Yes, because there's actually about 4 signs to go into each individual. Yeah, I know I'm a Libra, or I'm a Scorpio with a Libra rising. My husband is a Libra, my daughter is a Libra, my son is a Scorpio, and I'm a Scorpio. Yep.
Yeah, I'm the Cancer. It's either the sign of the crab or the 69 symbol or whatever, the yin and the yang.
Yeah, I can say the Scorpio and the Libra are yin and yang, but we can switch who's yin and who's yang real quick. Yeah, it's like yin and yang, but you like flip it over and it's opposite of the other side.
Yeah. That's why I tried to, I tried to have my wife understand that we were stronger together as a team with teamwork, because she was strong in areas where I sucked ass, but I was strong in the areas where she sucked ass. So we supported each other. But she kind of didn't see it that way. She thought she was doing all the work when she never really even picked up a box and moved it.
I'm sorry. That's probably how Dustin feels about me.
Mm. Yeah,
So, Ree,
it's perspective. I've always had the ability to put myself in other people's shoes and look at it from their direction. So that changes how you act.
Ree, are you still here? Can I just call you Ree? I've been calling her Ree and I didn't even ask if I could call her that or
Yeah,
not.
I
I
don't know
was
what
just like,
I wouldn't know
Ree,
what I wouldn't know what to say. It looks like 3D. 3D.
Reedy, Sweetie. Maybe it's supposed to be a drunk sweetie. Like, sweetie, you're so sweet.
Yeah, they can tell us what 3D is. You know, I go by Midbar Cole just because you know since I got so close to the God and got really deep into the Bible out here in the wilderness, I figured I'm a wilderness voice because I reach out and talk to people on the internet all over the world every day.
That's why you're my co host. So, does that mean I can call you Ree? Sweet. Ooh, Reedy. Yeah, I'm just going to call you Ree. Ree! So, Ree, what do you want to talk about? Like, you're chilling in chat. What do you want to talk about?
Yeah, I think we got done with our Exodus attempt tonight.
Man, we're so good at co-hosting. Because technically, I'm co-hosting your show too. Like, I'm co-hosting you and you're co-hosting me. Yes, you can call me Reed. Oh, serendipity. Oh, that's so cool. Oh,
Yeah. See, now you know it's serendipity. Then yeah,
what
serene.
animal do you want to be?
What about serene?
Oh, yeah. I'm way past starting my own YouTube channel. And it's going to be called The Bible Lady. Yeah, it didn't get me very far. Actually, yes, it did. That name got me real far. But just know, in certain places, people do not like the Bible Lady, like
Mm,
at all. So just
well,
be careful with that name.
well, maybe serene can do it differently. But
Yeah, well, that's true.
that's how I found you. I go to all different Bible studies and Bible groups and Bible this and that and everything. And I saw a Bible lady, and I was like, well, I got to see what this channel's all about.
That's one of the reasons why you inspired me. Because I don't make friends. I'm highly awkward. No. If you start your YouTube channel, if you start a YouTube channel, just know it. Because when I started mine, I was like, oh, this is going to be easy. I got a Bible and a microphone.
But on this restream, you can have more than one guest, right?
Yeah,
Well, there you
I
go.
can
Maybe
have up to 10 people because I pay for it.
yeah, because that you could let Serene try that.
Do you want to come? I make a lot of associates. See, I want to make friends. Do you want to come on here? Is that what you're saying right now? You want to come on? You could probably come on.
Yeah, we're
It's
about to do the if you, we keep
one
going, we're about.
o'clock in the morning. I gotta make my husband's lunch.
Yeah, well, that'd be cool if we started the thing where Moses goes up the mountain and you got two co-hosts.
Yeah. And then God shows Moses his butt. It's like, full moon. See, on the internet, I don't know what's wrong with me, but I want to make friends. Like, when people are like, you're my associates, like, yeah, but you know me though, we're friends. Sometimes people are not your friend. That's a lesson that I have to learn. Sometimes people are not your friend.
Yeah,
It's like,
I,
yeah, but I wish you were my friend.
I let people cruise their own boats. I don't like to be bossed around, so I don't boss anybody else around. I let people float their own boat.
I'm so pushy. Well, you know that because you're my co-host, even though you don't want to be. I'm pushy as hell. And I'm very dominant. I guess that's the Scorpio in me, I suppose. I'm pushy and dominant.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to say anything. You're like, yeah,
Well, no,
yeah.
I'm more of like a patient crab in a shell. I look more at the longer outcome than the quick reaction.
See, I had the quick reaction. The second you started talking to me about God, it's like, you're my co host. Be my co host. And then you told me your life story, and it's like, see, that's leading you to be my co host. Like, so be my co host. I I pushed you into it, and I do not regret it. Now, if you start saying the earth is flat, I might regret it.
No, I'm not a flat earther.
God, thank God. Oh, I love you so much.
No, no,
Well, welcome back.
I build all of my science understanding on, God is my foundation for all of it. So
Yeah,
I don't believe all the social nonsense. If I want to know the real solid truth, I ask God about it and I wait for Him to answer.
yeah. I always have a bad problem waiting for things.
So, well, God will make you wait a long time, but then one day He won't. Because I used to wait. I'd ask God a question and I knew He wouldn't answer me right away, so I'd wait months and weeks, sometimes years for an answer, and then all of a sudden I could be doing anything at any time, and all of a sudden it was like he'd slap me right in the head. Here's the answer. Bam! Whoa. But then
Yeah,
not too long ago, it started happening quickly. I'd ask God a question, and within a day or two, it would happen, and I was like, "Whoa, this is different."
yeah. It's like God's filling orders faster now or something.
Well, it's just all of my walking, trying to get closer to Him, it's paying off. So, but I was floating when He stood right behind me, and I knew it. He stood right behind my right shoulder, and He talked to me, and He showed me. He gave me this vision right in front of my face. It was like I was standing on the tip of a needle. The rest of the world didn't exist. It was just me on that needle, and God standing right behind me, and the sky looked like it was bronze in a furnace. It looked like yeah, it was weird. But
See, I don't.
after that happened, I floated around for 2 weeks. I'm very spiritual but so for 2 weeks I couldn't imagine anything on the earth that I could hold on to keep me from floating away. It's like my spirit was just so happy. I couldn't believe that God took time out of the universe and stood behind me for a moment. I was like, what?
See, I don't ever get. I don't know if I'm unlucky enough to not have visions because the Mormons talk about the visions like everybody's gonna fucking die. But if
Yeah.
you ever
Well,
read those books, they're only fucking
that's
copying Revelations, but
that's
just
not
adding their town in it.
that's not the only time God's done that to me. I'm wide awake doing something, and God just it's like He grabs me by the spirit and takes me somewhere else. And I'm wide awake through the whole thing. I'm thinking, I'm a very visual person, so I'm watching and memorizing every single thing that I see.
See, I God doesn't ever give me visions like that. He doesn't even give me dreams. But hey, I'm totally okay with that because he has me here sitting on the internet at 1 o'clock in the morning talking about God, and I'm supposed to be doing some dishes and making my husband's lunch
Yeah, here
and
I am
go
keeping
eat.
I'm keeping you up late again, keeping you from your work.
It's it's
But,
okay.
hey, now it's my fault. See, now you got an excuse.
No, Dustin knows I stay up late on the computer. He knows I start my live streams at 10:30 p.m. every night, but it used to be at 9 p.m. Like I want to be live streaming at 9 p.m. Wait, what's happening?
I don't know. Did we lose serendipity?
No, she said she was back.
Okay, I don't know how reliable these YouTube numbers are. I know when I hit the like button, it shows just one like, and it does it on all the channels. I'll hit the like button, it'll go up one, and then it'll stay there. But sometimes the people talking will say, "Well, we've got 400 likes, we got 500 likes," and I'm sitting there looking at the same number. I was like, "Wait a minute, it hasn't moved."
Yeah, I don't know how to do any of that bot stuff. And I don't really care to do that because I want real people.
Yeah,
Like I
well,
want real people to chat my chat like
I just
Reed.
know that
uh,
the YouTube AI is broken. Sometimes there can be people in chat or people that put likes on there, but it doesn't show. It's like I don't know. The AI is stupid.
yeah. But Reed, has God done anything great for you lately? Like I talk about what God did for me all the time, and I'm sure people are tired of hearing it. But what about the other people that are here? What has God done for you lately? In the foxhole and on YouTube. What has God done for you lately? I'll tell you, God has done so many magnificent things for me. But most recently, I was being forced to leave my house, but they gave us 6 months to find a place to live. So that's really cool. And that's what God did for me. He also got me a deep freezer and a grow machine and like anything I've ever asked for lately, he's got for me. My microphone, my soundboard, my wig, my necklaces, my bracelets,
Hey,
everything.
yeah,
And my computer. He made it possible for me to have a computer and a backup computer. So that's cool. What about you, Ree? Oh, everybody left.
yeah.
That's okay.
What do you want, Abby? Abby left.
But I guess, Ree, are you still here? She said she's back, but she's not back. Maybe she's typing. I don't know.
Are you going for a 3 hour show tonight, or?
Well, we're almost close to 3 hours. We're pretty close to 3 hours. We're like 20 minutes away. But I was trying to wait for Ree, so I didn't just leave and she was typing. I don't know. I guess what do you want to talk about for a minute? And then we'll go.
No, Abby. My cats are getting restless.
Your cats are getting wrecked. My cats are getting restless somewhere, I guess,
Yeah,
waiting for treats. Okay, I don't think she's typing. I
yeah.
don't think she's here anymore.
That's what my tuxedo cat's doing. She's like, I ain't taking no anymore. I want my treats now.
Yes, that's kind of. It looks like that's at least where the black cat's at. She's sitting up on the dishwasher, waiting.
Yeah. Have you forgot about me? It's treat 30.
Man, oh my God, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm about to die. Okay, well, I guess she's not typing. And oh, look, I see her cat now. It's okay. It kind of looks like fucking Kamir, my Lebanese lover, my cat, the one that was shot in the face.
Yeah, that's little
He's
Abby.
getting better.
Yeah, that's little Abby Lane. She's like a halfway runt. She was almost, she was her little sister. It breaks my heart that we didn't just adopt both of them. But the lady that was adopting the kittens off, she brought Abby and she brought her Abby's little runt sister. But Abby's like the runt. She's the sister of the runt, and she's only like a half-sized cat.
Aw,
But but don't let her size fool you.
aw.
She's a badass little half cat.
She is so cute. She is.
Oh
Little
yeah,
lady. She's so pretty.
she's an adorable
And
dog.
those ears are nice and pointy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, I bet she hears everything.
Oh yeah, my two cats, they're spider getters. A spider can't even crawl about around my house. They'll hear it and they'll hunt it down.
Yeah, I bet she hears fucking everything with those big ass pointy ears.
But
Yeah,
that's one of the reasons I like cats around because they're critter getters. I don't have any.
the
I don't have critter problems because the cats will either play with them or eat them.
the blue mountain cat I have, like I told you last night, she checks the cabinets. She lives in the fucking cabinets, man. Like if you shut the door, she will try to open it.
Oh yeah, that's Abby, my little Abby Lane. She'll open every cabinet and every drawer and the closet. And my Calico, she knows how to jump up and turn doorknobs.
Oh,
She's got
hey,
good.
right here, I have to pee.
Yeah. Go ahead. But yeah, no, my Chloe, she'll jump up and open the door. She's like, "Oh, you want to keep me out of here? I'm getting in there." It used to piss my wife off so much. Yeah, curiosity, cats got a lot of it. Chloe, where you go, Chloe? Huh?
I thought the cat just ran in here to steal my chair. I just peed so fast. My calico's really bad about that. I fucking hate it. All my cats. I'll get up and they'll immediately. They take that move your feet, lose your seat game way too fucking serious.
Yeah, that's my calico.
I have to put something in my chair
She
to
loves me
keep.
so much. She's like, she wants to. If I get up, if I've been sitting somewhere and I get up, she's like, "Oh, I gotta take that spot because it smells like daddy."
Yeah, it smells like farts and cigarettes.
Yeah, it's
I
all right
mean,
though.
not to be gross, but I'm dead serious.
No, my cats love my stink, and I love their stink too. I let them know all the time. I'll sniff all over them. They both smell. I don't know. They got these really neat odors. It's like cinnamon and
I sniff my cats too. They smell like little old ladies.
yeah,
I don't know what it is, but they
yeah,
smell like perfume or
yeah,
something.
like a little old lady's perfume.
Yep. Now their litter box does not smell like little lady
Oh, oh
perfume.
no, that's a toxic zone.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
got one over here, one in the kitchen, one in the bathroom, and one in the dining room.
Yeah, but that's why I'm glad, that all my cats are females, because at least they might have a toxic zone, but they keep it in one place.
I have two boy cats now and six girl cats.
Yeah, see those boy cats, they can paint a mural on the wall if they want to.
Yeah, but those boy cats are so lovey. Oh, boy cats are so lovey.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Like
I love the boy cats that I've known. Yeah.
boy
Yeah.
cats are so lovey. I don't know.
My, my
They're
wife my wife had to rent this little room from these people up in Sacramento when while she was recovering from her knee surgery, and we used to sit out on the front porch. I'd go and visit her, and we'd sit on the front porch and smoke some. I'd smoke cigarettes and we'd smoke some weed. But the neighbor had this cat, and I just called him Thumbs because this cat had two thumbs, and he'd come over and he'd sit down and he'd rub on my feet and then he'd sit there and twiddle his thumbs. It was so freaking cute.
boy cats are amazing.
But
But I
yeah,
have mostly all girl cats, but they are addicted to Dustin's man smell. Like
yeah.
there's something about his stinky clothes. They will lay all over his stinky clothes.
Oh yeah, my cats are the same way. My wife was so jealous. She, she, she adopted both of the cats, but they both love they adore me to death, and they just played mind games with her, and she's like, that's not fair.
What did you break? They broke something. I don't know.
But yeah, my wife adopted two cats, thinking they would just love her to death, but they love me to death, and they play mind games with her. So
They do that. I told Dustin, I'd like stop stealing my fucking cats.
yeah, they're,
Like those
they're
are my cats. Why do they love you more than me?
yeah,
But
they're
now
just
we have two boy cats that love me more than Dustin.
yeah, they're like children. They act a lot like children. They're actually real easy to figure out.
I call the one Mr. Steal Your Girl because he goes to bed with me and he makes out with me all night long. You know, with that whole scraping your face with his forehead.
Yeah, that's what my tuxedo cat does. My calico, my wife didn't even give her a chance when she was just a little kitten. The first time she started crying when she started to go into heat, my wife just wanted to go and have her chopped up. And when she got fixed, she almost died. They gave her, I think they gave her too much. They overdosed her when they put her to sleep so they could do the operation because she almost died. I had to sit in the bathroom and nurse her. I think I didn't. I'd sleep maybe 2 days a week because I was up all night long just taking care of her so she wouldn't die.
Aw.
But she survived. But ever since that, it changed her. It completely. She's not the same cat she used to be. You know,
Aw.
it changed everything. Shoot, for I think about 3 years, she never even purred.
Really?
Yeah, it took me forever just loving on her and letting her know she's still afraid of her own shadow, but she'll actually start to purr and talk to me now. So
Really?
yeah, it took me forever to break her out. Yeah, that really that scared the crap out of her. It would anybody. Coming that close to death. That you know that
Yeah.
that that changes your whole life. So
Well, yeah, kinda. I mean, okay. I can say me almost dying really didn't change shit because I've never taken anything serious.
oh,
Like
sorry.
I can't take things seriously. But I just don't take them seriously even more now.
Yeah.
It's like, well, what the fuck am I gonna do? Bigger and uglier has tried to kill me and literally failed. So I'm not scared of shit. Don't worry about
Yeah. You know what's funny about my calico? She's been serious for so long that now she tries to play. She knows that I like to play with both of the cats, and so she'll try to play with me, but she doesn't know how to do it at all. Since she's so freaking goofy and clumsy. But
it. Right.
but she's my special kitty. I don't care. To me, it's adorable.
I like getting my cats high.
Oh, my little the little Abby Lane, the one you see in the picture. Yeah, she's a stoner. She's a
Yeah.
total stoner face, and she
Well,
knows the
I give
difference.
them catnip
She,
and
she knows
like,
the she knows the difference between the good weed and the bad weed too.
that's a good cat.
Yeah. Well, she started eating it. Well, back when ap- right after me and my wife got her, my wife was always having bags of weed around or trays of weed, and Abby would just jump up there and start eating it. And
Really.
I kept
None
telling
of
my
my cats eat my weed, but
yeah,
I give them catnip.
yeah, I kept warning my wife. I was like, she's gonna be a stoner. Now she's gonna like weed all her life. She started real early, and she does. If I'm smoking some really good weed and she gets a whiff of it, she'll come up and get right in my face.
Like, let me eat it.
Yeah, it's like
Zombie.
you better blow some of that stuff in my face, or I'm gonna go tear something up in this house.
See, my cats don't like weed smoke blown in their face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the way my calico is. She doesn't want any smoke. If you blow smoke at her, she's like, F you, dude, and she's out of there.
Yeah, that's how all my cats are. Except for Captain. Captain will sit in a room while you're smoking weed. She will.
Yeah.
But that's because she used to be so scared. We used to call her Captain Pussy Fur, you know, for reasons, I guess. But she was so scared of everything. So she would sit with me and I smoked weed all day long. So she don't care to sit around and be stoned all day long. But then she got brave. She'll go up to other cats and start fights with them and shit. Now I can't get her to sit down to smoke some weed. And she don't like catnip. She don't like the other cats on catnip.
My cats love their catnip. Actually,
Do you hear that sound? That's the raccoons at my back door standing on top of each other, touching the doorknob because they want some food.
that's funny. When I worked the apartments, I was a manager for 60 apartments up there in Sacramento, and we had two creeks running through the property, a whole lot of grass, big parks and everything. And then we had families of raccoons that would go through the property, and a lot of the residents wanted us to get rid of them and shoot them, and I was like, no, those raccoons have every right to be there. Just don't mess with them.
Yeah, I hate when people are mean to raccoons. They're so cute
Oh
and
yeah,
they're so beautiful.
I used to let
I
them
am
right off
raised.
right off my back porch. They'd bring a family through with a bunch of babies every day, and the little babies bouncing around, flopping around, getting into stuff, and the way they talk to each other. Yeah, I used to love to just stand there on the balcony and listen to them and watch them. And they all got those little bandit masks on.
I've fed 5 generations of raccoons from this house, but only from baby to toddler. You know, like I feed them until they get bigger, and
Yeah,
then like about this time is when I start feeding them less and less and less. And then in the winter, when they're supposed to hibernate, I don't go out in my backyard at all. And we're supposed to be moving
oh yeah.
um, in
That,
December.
yeah, the next people that live there, they're gonna have a bunch of raccoon problems.
Yeah. Hopefully, they love the raccoons and will feed them. But my Mexican neighbor next door over here said when I move, he'll feed them for 1 month behind his garage. And I'm like, that's all they need.
Yeah,
But I know now, like, all my neighbors are highly aware of raccoons because of my. Here's what happened. Okay. I used to put leftovers on the side of the garage for the one raccoon. Okay.
yeah.
But one raccoon turned into a raccoon and her boyfriend. And then a raccoon, her boyfriend, and their baby. And they brought their baby to visit me. Like he was so happy jumping all over my feet. And then they just left him there. I named him Cletus. And they just left him there. And then from the spring of 2021 until right now, I've been feeding raccoons. Generations of raccoons
Yeah.
were raised by my hand.
I've got generations of birds in my backyard that I've been raising.
Birds are cool.
Yeah.
They're fucking vicious, but they're
There's like
cool.
actually there's like 4 or 5 different types. They all hang out on my back porch every day.
Do you live in an Oh no, you don't live in an apartment.
No, I've got a house out in the wilderness. My back porch, it's a 2-story back porch. So the lower story, I've got like lattice work around the outside, so it's kind of shaded on the inside.
Oh, so you have like a plantation house.
No, it's actually a double wide mobile home, but it's got a big front porch built on it and a 2-story back porch, and then I got a 2-car carport on the side, and then a big ass shed. But but no, that back porch, it becomes bird central during the day. It's shady in there, and it's got cat food and water and bird food, and yeah, so they all
Have
hang out
you?
there.
Yeah. Well, and you're getting ready to move, so you should probably stop feeding
Yeah. Oh,
them.
they do quite well on their own. I just they started stealing the cat food all the time. So I was like, you know what? I'll put a little bird seed out there and dry bread and stuff just to keep them away from the cat food and the hummingbirds. I don't. I love having all the birds flopping around, playing around on the back porch all day.
Guess what?
And then in the front yard, I get roadrunners and coyote, all kinds of other stuff comes into the front yard for the water and stuff,
Guess what?
and bunny rabbits.
Guess what?
What?
3 hours and 4 minutes and 45 seconds.
Yeah, we haven't been talking about the Bible for a while.
I and that's supposed to be what you're for.
Oops.
But you know what? God made the creatures, so we can indirectly make that about God.
Yeah.
And God made us creature caretakers.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what I do. I make sure that my critters that hang out in the backyard, they got food and water, and the critters in the front, they got some water, and sometimes I'll put food out there.
Do
It's
you know?
a good place to throw kitchen scraps. Just toss it out in the front yard, and the critters will clean it up.
I don't have motherly instincts for my own children. I never have. But I tell you what, I have cried over these raccoons because I have to move and I don't know how or who's going to feed them or take care of them.
Uh, they're 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 survivors. They've got their resources.
And I'm their resource. And like, I've cried over these little raccoons because I'm so worried about them. But Dustin and my dad said I could make new raccoon friends where I go. So there'll be new raccoon friends. So I said, okay.
Yeah.
But I vowed to not feed them. But I was sitting here listening to them scratch at my back door, just fucking bawling my eyes out. So Dustin went and bought a bag of dog food and he's like, just keep feeding them. So we just kept feeding them. I just keep feeding them.
That's all right. It makes you happy, and so it's less stressful if you're feeding them. So,
Yeah. But sometimes, like, I have 9 motherfucking cats. What do I need 20 raccoons for?
yeah,
But for some reason,
we got people here in town that fight over that. A lot of people like to feed the animals. They'll put bird seeds out and you know food for the animals and water and stuff. And then these other people are all hating on us, like you're not supposed to do that. Just let them live wild. They get all pissed off at us because we're helping the animals out.
no, you need to help the animals out. We're here. That's what we're here for.
Yeah,
To tend to the animals and stuff. We're supposed to be here to take care of them.
yeah. They're not supposed to be just left out in the wild. That's the problem. Is they're all you leave them out in the wild and they go wild and you can't then you can't tame them.
Yeah, or you're like, don't feed them and then build a house on top of their house. Yeah.
No, that park I worked at with the 60 apartments. Yeah, when those raccoons were desperate, we, I they used to get up on top of the houses and dig a hole in the chimney just so they could have a warm place down inside the house by the fireplace to stay warm during the winter.
Oh man, that's not good.
No, but yeah, I could understand, especially when they had babies.
1 second, because these guys are tearing up my back door. Hey, paradise, put up a parking lot. Hi, hi guys, hi guys. What are you doing? Oh yeah, what do I got? What do I got? Don't need to stand on each other. No, no, no.
The raccoon lady.
Did you hear them? They stand on top of each other and jiggle the door handle. They can't open it. I think they just like smack it.
Yeah, they're probably definitely trying to open it. They're like, this is where the food lady's at. We got to get this door open.
Yeah. They stand on top of each other. They're so funny. There's two of them. They're brothers. And they come. Like five of them come at like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. They come, five of them. And then a couple hours later, the brothers come. A paradise and put up a parking lot. Ooh la la la.
Yeah,
So,
but
what kind of
that,
music do you listen to?
that's the thing with my birds, though. See, my birds know that I don't keep any regular schedule with them. I just I just take stuff out there whenever. But that's why they watch my yards. You know, the birds watch my yards like hawks. They watch everything I do.
These raccoons pick the time. I didn't pick the time. That's when they come.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the nice thing about my birds. They're not bossy like that. They just watch everything I do, and they can all talk to each other too. That's fun. That's what I find funny is one bird says, "Hey, there's the food," and five different birds show up. Five different species of birds are like, "What food?"
Well, you know I'm pushy, so of course my spirit animal is going to be pushy. So, you know, I guess. Well, and like I'm always doing things I shouldn't be doing, eating things I shouldn't be eating. You know, I am a raccoon on two legs. So,
Well, those raccoons are survivors. You know, I've seen a couple way out here. They shouldn't be out here in the desert where I'm at, but I've actually seen a couple raccoons out here, and
feed them dog food, not cat food.
yeah, well, that's why I saw them because I actually thought when I first saw them, I thought they were the ugliest, scraggliest looking cats I'd ever seen. But then one night I went out there. I turned the back porch light on one night, and I saw one. And then another night, I heard all this noise outside, so I grabbed a flashlight, went out there, and sure enough, one of the raccoons was up in my tree in the backyard. I
Yeah,
put the flashlight on, and he just sat there. He sat really staring still and stared at me like I wouldn't see him.
feed
And
them
I'm
dog food.
and I'm sitting there freaking out like, what the hell? That's the ugliest cat I'd ever seen. Because yeah, out here in the wilderness, the raccoons don't look like the ones you have on your back porch.
No, I bet they don't because they don't have anybody that feeds them dog food.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah,
Feed them dog food. Cat food's bad for them.
yeah. Well, we don't see them too often out here. Like I said, they shouldn't be out here. They do follow rivers, but yeah, you don't want to be following the Colorado River through the desert.
I drank water out of the Colorado River one time, and my dad said, "You probably drank a whole bunch of fish poop." And I was like, "You know what? When I was drinking it, I wasn't thinking about fish poop. Thank you." I probably did just drink a bunch of fish poop. Yay, way to go, me. I'm so smart.
No, actually, when I was a kid, I made the mistake. I took my little brother fishing, and I was really thirsty once, so I figured, what the heck, you know, I'd seen it in the movies, just get down and take a big old sip of water out of the lake, and that water was so nasty and green, and I got so freaking sick. But
What,
but after
what,
But after that, I developed an immunity. So because when I was a gold prospector, I drunk out of all kinds of rivers and streams and stuff, and they were supposed to be toxic with old gold prospector crap. But I never got sick. A lot of that water was good.
What does a gold prospector do? What does that even mean?
Well, you pretty much you try to figure out where the gold's at and where it's coming from and where it's hiding. Gold moves. The earth, a lot of the earth moves. All the time, every year. It'd blow your mind how much earth moves around every year, and gold moves with it, or it's stuck somewhere and it doesn't move. And it's just a whole science of figuring out where the gold's at and how it's moved, where it's going, where it came from. It's a science.
The earth moving every year, that might have to, do something with what Neil deGrasse Tyson said. The earth or the moon is pulling the earth back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Oh yeah, it
Every
does.
year we lose a second. So,
That's yeah. That's why the oceans, the waves are constantly slamming against the shores because the moon's always making that water go back. It's pulling it back and forth and back and forth, and then you got the wind blowing on it. And
yeah.
yeah, but no, the ground. You'd be surprised. The ground moves just as much as the water does, maybe more.
I know that me and my friend Crystal used to go to her mom's grave, and her mom is a cigarette smoker. So we dig a little hole with our finger, put a cigarette in it, make it tight, and then light it, and the ground would smoke that cigarette.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah, I meant to take it back out there. Where'd I put it? Here, go ahead, baby. Here, no. Just take it. Love you, baby. I hope I'm not in trouble. Oh my God, I'm in so much trouble.
Why? What's going on?
That was my husband. Oh no, that was my husband. Oh my God, dude. But anyway, we used to put cigarettes in her mom's grave site, and the ground would smoke the cigarette.
That's pretty crazy.
Just see if it works where you are sometime.
Yeah, I
Just
don't
put
know.
a cigarette in the ground and see if the ground smokes it.
Uh, yeah,
Maybe we were really high and just imagining the ground was smoking it, but I'm pretty sure the ground smoked the cigarette.
yeah. Well, you said it was a grave site, and my mom was cremated, and me and my two brothers each got a little vial with her ashes in it. But I took mine out on the acre next door. I call it the pet cemetery because that's where a lot of family pets are buried over there in that acre. But I took mom's ashes in the jar out there, and I just threw them up in the wind. and she loved her cigarettes. So I wouldn't be surprised if that ground over there smokes a cigarette.
If I ever get somebody's ashes, I'm gonna put them in my pot plant.
Yeah, my one of my stepdads, when he died, he was such a heavy drinker, and he had a relationship with the natives that still lived in Kentucky. So what he did, he was cremated and put in a really old whiskey jar, and then they built him this little spirit house that that they put his whiskey jar in, and then they planted a baby tree next to it, and that tree grew up in the spirit house and the whiskey jar. They just kind of fell to pieces and disappeared. But then there was this gigantic tree there.
Yeah, I I want to get some ashes and mix some with my weed dirt. Put it in my weed, and I'll smoke my ancestors.
Yeah. My girlfriend in Las Vegas, when she died, I remember one of her sister's favorite pictures of her, and that was always the way I pictured her too. But she was this little teeny girl with the cutest little dress, sitting on this bench, and she was sitting way over to one side of the bench because she wanted somebody to sit down and talk to her, and that was her whole personality right there. So I try to convince her older sisters that, hey, if we could take her ashes and make like a concrete bench, so she would be part of that bench where people, and put it in a park somewhere where people could go sit on her and talk.
That is a pretty clever idea.
Yeah, she loved to sit on a park bench and talk to people. So hey, make her the park bench.
Yeah.
But I think what they did instead is I think what they did instead was just as nice. You know, they they took they took her ashes out where her mom was buried. Her mom was buried on the peak of this hill over like down in Los Angeles. So they
Right.
took so her sisters took her ashes and up there, where the cemetery is out where her mom is buried, and they sprinkled the ashes over. I guess they got a special program with the mortuary where people can do that. They got certain sections where they can, you know, toss the ashes out into the grass.
Right.
So her ashes are up there with her mother. So yeah, it was sad. I had to take her to her mom's open casket funeral.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was. But then like a few months later, I had to go to my dad's open casket funeral. So.
I went to my grandma's and nearly lost my mind at how little she was. I said, that is not my grandma. My Uncle Mitch, he's like, that's not my mom. How did she go from this to that? That's not my mom. And it's like, I said the same exact fucking thing. How'd you go from that to this?
Well, people, I saw it right up close and personal that people don't once your spirit's gone, your your complete complexion, everything changes. You don't look the same at all anymore.
Yeah.
A whole lot of you just is gone. Yeah, because I was the only one in the room. We had my girlfriend. They had her in one of those hospices. When they disconnected her from the machines, they thought she was going to die right there, but she didn't. Her body lasted another week, so they had to put her in a hospice. And we were sitting there, me and her sister and brother-in-law. We were sitting there with her every day. And
Really?
yeah, it was like 7 days after they took her out of the hospital after they disconnected her from the machines. We were sitting there, and the doctor came in and gave her a quick little physical, checked her out. She says everything's okay. She's still the same. Nothing's changed. And then he goes over and starts talking to her sister and her brother-in-law over in the corner. Oh yeah, and her niece was there too. But they're all over huddled in the corner talking and making a bunch of noise. And I'm just sitting there looking at Tony laying in the bed, and I noticed all of a sudden, boom, she stopped breathing, and she just didn't breathe anymore. And then I was watching her heart go up and down and up and down and up, and then her heart stopped, and I realized that was it. She's gone, and her skin color, I mean everything just changed like in like half a second. When her spirit left,
Really?
she was gone. She was gone. Yeah. And I didn't, it happened, it shocked me. It happened so fast. I just looked up and I said, "Hey, she's gone." And the doctor was like, "Huh?" And he comes over and checks her out. "Oh, yeah, she's gone." And then everybody started crying. But no, I saw it happen. I was the only one in the room paying attention to it. Everybody
I
else got.
wonder if that's what I looked like when I was in that coma, because I died for a little bit. I saw Jesus. And that's the thing that everybody always says. I seen the light and I looked away. I seen the light and I jumped up for a hug. Like
Oh, well,
I
that's awesome.
like
And
but I wonder if that's what I looked like.
God doesn't have a problem with that. When we grab a hold of him, and that's what Jacob did. He had that dream on the top of the mountain, and when he was fighting with God, he wouldn't let God go until God blessed him.
Until God cheated and still lost. I remember that. See, that's why we need to not talk about Genesis because we didn't read it. But I'm telling you, we need to start over so we can do it like actors.
Yeah. No, but I found that interesting that imagine you're a parent and your child you know refuses to let go. The child just wants to know that you love them, and you're like, okay, I love you. Why would you
Yeah,
be
but
mad?
you don't cheat.
Would that I know, but would that make you angry if one of your children just grabbed your arm and said, I'm not going to let you go until you say you love me"? Is that a bad thing or a good thing?
It's probably a good thing unless you're busy. But
Yeah.
see,
Mom, mama, mama,
midbar,
mommy, mom, mama.
midbar.
Yeah.
Think about it, okay? Starting over so we can make it like an actor. So we can make it like a full fledged thing.
Yeah. Well, I'll just, we got to know who does what lines, though.
Well, that's why we're going to discuss it ahead of time.
Yeah, because
I'll
most of
be God because I have the God voice. So
pretty
you'll
much,
be the peep squeaks.
yeah, but pretty much all of that stuff is God talking through Moses, because Moses just keeps saying, "And God said, and God told me, and this, and God said, God, the Lord said." It just goes on and on and
Well,
on.
see, right. But that's why if we start over from Genesis, we would be able to act it out, like do different voices
Yeah, yeah, because
instead of just
there
me
is
talking
parts where there is parts where the people talk.
especially in Genesis. Especially in Genesis, everybody's talking.
Yeah,
And then you would be like Jacob and shit like that, and I would be God. But then you could be Jacob and I could be the girl characters. I don't know. It's an idea, something to think about. Maybe.
Yeah.
And then wherever we are in Exodus, we could just restart back there. Or we could just see, I don't fucking know what to do. But it seems like every time I start this book, there's always a reason to restart this book. Like, I can never just read Genesis, Exodus, Deuteronomy, Leviticus, any of that without having to start over at least twice. So, this is par for course for me. This is right on schedule because I can never just read this one time. No, 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 no.
Yeah. That's why I say
Actually, most of the 10 years I've been reading this book is literally me just reading Genesis and Exodus and sometimes Leviticus, Deuteronomies, and Numbers. And again, I've only got through this Bible one time because I keep restarting.
yeah. But like I say, it's a big book full of a lot of information. That's I might know a lot about a little parts here and there and everywhere, but I don't. I'm not extremely detailed about it because there's a lot of details in there.
Yeah, but good thing for us, we don't have to be detailed. We just have to be good actors.
Yeah. You just see the message in the details.
Right, but again, we're supposed to do that after we read it. And if you're all mixed up in the characters, then you're not going to want to get out of character to talk some shit about something for an hour. You're in character.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess let's just keep practicing on Exodus and see how we do.
Yeah, we're right at the fun part where Moses has to do the mountain thing and Aaron does the golden calf and all that.
Yo, we're at the best part. So fuck it. We'll just keep going like this from now on. But again, tomorrow we're going to have to uh, highlight who's doing what.
Yeah, I just I
Right,
gotta know when you're expecting me to do the talking. So
right. But if we're going ad libbing, then at the end of everything I say, if I'm done with it, I'm like, what do you think about that? And then you talk some shit and then be like, yeah, well, what do you think about that? And that's how we'll let each other know that we're on a different line. Man, 3 hours and 30 fucking minutes, dude. I gotta make my husband lunch.
yeah,
It's 2 o'clock in the morning.
yeah, you don't want to get in more trouble.
Dude, I can't believe he woke up. I can't believe he woke up. I don't know if I'm in trouble or
Well, don't let me keep you waiting. Don't get in more trouble.
not. No, I don't think I'm in trouble. I think the thing I might be in trouble for the most is drinking his soda. But in my
Oh,
defense, I have no coffee.
oh,
Because as soon as he saw his soda was in here and almost gone, he was like, oh, fuck no. I should have never took his soda. Was I muted that whole time, coughing and everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was wondering why you went quiet all of a sudden, but then I noticed you were coughing.
Hey, yeah. I cough a lot. See, I've got this. I don't know if you noticed this hole in my neck, uh, but it's a bad tracheotomy, and sometimes it makes me cough a whole lot. Plus, I smoke cigarettes and weed, which probably doesn't help my case any. But I choke breathing. I'll choke taking a drink of something. I'll choke eating. Just sometimes I just choke because there's such a giant hole in my neck. Yep. But I gotta make his lunch. Oh my god. I can't believe it.
Yeah, we'll just have to, like you said, we'll have to maybe do some practice stuff before we get online tomorrow.
Aren't we so bad? Oh my god. Listen. Alright, let's hang up. So, Midbar, thank you for co hosting this wonderful show. Tell people about you, where they can find you, what they can do, how they can support you, or your content.
Well, my content's just a bunch of nonsense. I'm just a person out in the wilderness that likes to talk to people, and I never get tired of talking about God.
Which is cool.
Yeah. Well, one of my favorite proverbs, it's in everything you do, put God first. That
That is how it's supposed to be.
and, and it says in everything. That means not just some of the things, or hey, if I'm going to go in this room, God, no God allowed. That's not what it says.
Okay.
Trust the Lord with all your heart, and I try to do that more and more every day.
Even though we get sidetracked,
Yeah.
that may or may not be my fault or Midbar's fault.
Well, you got to get sidetracked to talk about all of the details.
Details matter.
Yeah. It's like, man, that God just keeps talking all these details.
Talking and talking and talking. Oh my god, he talks forever.
Yeah.
With that being said, our loudmouth God that does not need Prozac, this is his loudmouth co host and the softmouth co host. Yeah. I am St. Nikki K the Great, and that is the voice in the wilderness Midbar Cool. Thank you for popping in. Now it's time to give the pillow some head. The best head ever. Put your tongue on it. Even give it a hummer. Then give your sheets the best doggy style you could give your sheets. And then have the sweetest dreams of me ever. I love y'all so much. Good night.
All
You
right.
want to say good night?
All right.